We are back, finally. And while we were gone, the Hound managed to get away with Oscar. The process of hacking Penny has begun, and we finally learned Cinder's backstory. That and much, much more on today's episode of BrobusCast RWBY Edition.
When you don't know where to turn to, and you're sure all hope is gone. When the day you waited for won't come, and dark won't yield to dawn. Just look, open up your eyes. Just look. The truth is there, but sometimes it's disguised. The ways of sin, but we're together, moving toward the light. When we trust in love and open our eyes.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of BrobusCast. I'm your host, Brobuscus. With me today is Aidan
Salutations.
and Mate.
Do you think she's thinking about any of us?
Couldn't tell you. Probably should explain what the dealio is. Why we've been gone for so long. It's because I was away from my computer. I decided, hey, I think it's time we take a break and escape everything. So I know traveling is frowned upon nowadays, but I went to Florida. Took a trip, hung out with family, just sat and relaxed. And yeah, I regret nothing.
Yeah. It's the end of the year, and after everything everyone's been through, I think it's only right that we take a bit of time to ourselves. And make
Yeah.
sure you take some time to yourself over the holidays. To everyone listening.
Always important to have some downtime.
Exactly.
Like, time for yourself.
Yep. So I went to Florida. It was pretty great. We weren't intending to be gone for as long, but we decided to extend our trip because reasons.
And it's also impacted the Death Battle podcasts.
Yep.
Now you get to hear us talking about 3 episodes of RWBY in one podcast.
Yeah, hope you don't get bored. We've got Chapter 4, Fault, Chapter 5, Amity, and Chapter 6, Midnight. No reason to delay this any further. Let's jump right in, starting with Episode 4. Do I have captions on? I didn't. Why do I not have captions on? Hello. Okay. Okay. We open up.
I just opened a can. Sorry if you could hear that.
No, that's fine. We open up on Robin. We're back in prison. Yay. And she's talking about Joanna losing a fight, I assume, against her. I don't know who else it could be. And as it turns out, her crowd is not exactly in the greatest of locations.
Yeah, and one of them is getting very annoyed at a fly.
Yeah, he a coward. Well,
Yeah, he is.
Well, you know what they say, flies are usually attracted to shit.
Oh, burn!
but
Roastmaster Aidan here.
There's our title.
yeah, there you go. But Robin does manage to make Crow crack a smile. So that's good. I like Robin's response, and he smiles. Yay.
Yeah, I'm with Max. Like, he said this on one of our discussions. Like, I'm enjoying Robin way more in these past few episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, than I ever did in Volume 7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoyed her in Volume 7, but these episodes are just making me enjoy her more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Crow decides to say what was in everyone's minds during the hiatus.
Yeah. Yeah, Crow does indeed blame himself for what happened.
He made a deal with the darkness.
And he paid the price.
And then Mickey showed up with a key and was like, "Hiya, Crow." Like, I can't do a Mickey voice, but that would have been amazing. Then boom, Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out and there's a Ruby world.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? That'd be hype.
I would buy that Kingdom Hearts game. So there you go, Square Enix. Make a deal with Rooster Teeth. Put Ruby in Kingdom Hearts. I'll play it.
I mean, to be fair, it's probably easier to get the license to have RWBY characters in your game than it would be to get Disney characters.
Knowing Square, they'll probably spend like $100 million on it, and then it'll fail miserably. That's, I don't know what their plan was for that game, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't very well received. But we're not talking about Kingdom Hearts. We're talking about Ruby.
I wasn't even talking about Kingdom Hearts. Anyways, Crow.
Oh, right.
You got it. Crow is basically recapping what happened during the fight because Robin was unconscious during it. So, and yeah, he basically says what everyone was thinking. Like, if they had just worked together against Tyrion, this wouldn't have happened. But Clover was like, you know what, I'm going to wear the stupid hat today and only target Crow. I don't get it. I don't get what Clover's plan there was. Like, hey, dude, that's a serial killer. Go after him.
Like, I saw him vent. Come on.
And
Crow acting stuff, not gonna lie.
and then Crow gets even more depressed.
Because Clover's gone like everyone else in his life.
Yeah, 'cause he thought like, well, maybe I could be with someone. Maybe I could be with someone without my semblance being a giant middle finger to that relationship. And it was just like, no, you're dead now. I feel bad for Crow, man. Like, give this man something that would make him happy. Just every single time he becomes a happy man, it just gets taken away from him. Like, and you don't get to be happy anymore. Like, come on, man.
And then Robin mentions that she knows something about what that's like. Because when you have a semblance that can reveal whether or not someone's lying, it kind of makes making a connection a bit difficult.
Yeah, which, if I'm going to be honest, I did not see that coming. I didn't expect that.
I never thought about.
Yeah. Like,
I do like that they did it in a way that's not like Robin trying to be like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're going through. It's like, he's got
I know
it worse,
a bit
but
of what
she
that's
kind of,
like.
Yeah. It wasn't like Robin being like, oh yeah, I know your pain. You know, I've also had it incredibly hard. It's her like being sympathetic and relating it to herself, not her making it about herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's so cool.
By the way, what is it with Rooster Teeth and making me want to ship these two?
I don't know. I really, really don't.
I mean, I wouldn't be against it if it happens.
No,
yeah, I think
wouldn't.
it'd be cool, actually.
I wouldn't either. I'm generally
I'm
like
also totally down with it just being a friendship.
Yeah, I'm generally not like for or against ships, unless they're like ridiculously stupid.
Two of which we'll talk about later.
But
possibly three.
Maybe
four.
four.
Now, see this guy, he knows what's up.
Yeah, I know. We're on the same wavelength.
Because we're both Brits.
Exactly. We
Yep.
outnumber you.
Yep, you do. Anyway, Watts shows up. He gets thrown back in jail. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, Harriet's like, hey, that pin you're holding, you don't get to keep it. And
Yeah.
Crow's like,
Okay.
No, it's mine.
I like how they only now just notice. Like, he's had the time to, like, wash the blood off of it.
Right.
And only now they're like, oh yeah, we want that back. We let you keep it for, like, a day. They're like, come on, hand it back over.
We let you clean it for us, now give it back.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say about Harriet right now, and this continues into later episodes.
Oh, same.
Okay, to be
I
blunt,
don't know why she's talking smack.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna be blunt, why
a
is she an
one-on-one.
Aesop with how she's behaving? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, what made her become an Aesop?
See, it's questions like that that are increasing my want for E.C. Myers to make a book about either the Happy Huntresses and or the Aesops.
That'd be amazing. I'd buy that book.
So would I.
I mean, but like, I get that Harriet's a very skilled fighter and all, but she's also seems to be kind of a moron.
She's also super overconfident and hot-headed.
Yeah, but it's like, hey, Harriet. In this case specifically, we'll be coming back to this again later. But in this case specifically, hey, Harriet, did you forget that there was a serial killer on board that ship as well?
I think everyone did.
Like, where's that? Where's that info? You just want to
The
blame
serial killer.
what?
Elsie cut out for you as well.
Oh, how about now?
Oh, there
Yeah,
he
okay,
is.
now you're good.
Okay. It's also convenient because, like, he wasn't there. Like, he was the only one there that wasn't knocked out by the plane crash. So, like, you think they'd put 2 and 2 together?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyways, I do like how Crow like accepts like, yeah, it may be like, I didn't kill him, basically. Like, I thought for sure that Crow would be taking the entirety of the blame because, yeah, he didn't like. It's like I said before, he didn't stick that sword into Clover's back, but he put him in a position for that to happen. And I wondered if that plus Crow's just general cynicism would make him think that way too. But I guess not. So yay.
Yeah. Also, props to Robin for actually throwing out, hey, you know, if you want to find out what really happened, you could just open the cell, hold my hand, and Harriet, so, no.
Shut up.
Like, I mean, yeah, you have a truth-telling semblance, but I don't want to know the truth. I want to just keep you locked up.
This is something I was thinking about, though. Does her semblance work on the objective truth or, like, the truth that someone believes? Because, like, if Crow believed that he killed Clover, and then she used her semblance, and he said, yes, like, no, I didn't, would that count as lying if he believes that he did?
I imagine probably so.
Or you could just, or they could just ask, who killed Clover? And you could say Tyrion, and it would glow green. And be like, well, hot dang, he's telling the truth.
Oh, let him out of prison.
Yeah, it's just Harriet is just doesn't want that to happen because, yeah, shut up. You're in prison now.
Yeah, see, this is why Harriet is them hips and not them brains.
Yeah. So I wonder what was going through her mind when she was looking at the panel to open up the cell.
Probably thinking she could punch Robin or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably explain why Marrow stopped her. And Harriet's just like, no, get out of my way. Shoves him aside. Nice going there.
Because the best way to treat your friend after you've lost your other friend is to bully him.
Yep. And then Robin goes back to sleep. And then we're done. That was it.
Comfy beds in Atlas security, a maximum security prison.
I guess. I mean, Crow's been sitting there since he's been there, so
Yeah, in the exact same position for like a day straight, so they must be pretty comfortable.
Alright, so we move on to the next scene.
Yep.
Alright, I made this joke in Max and Mate, but I'm making it here as well because I like it, okay?
Okay.
We interrupt this episode of RWBY to bring you Attack on Titan. On motorcycles!
Yep. So, Yang, Jean, and Ren are zooming towards the Hound because the Hound has Oscar. And the bikes are already starting to freeze up. Yeah, it wasn't an oil thing. Like it wasn't like it's running low on fuel. They're freezing.
Yeah, because they run on fire dust, don't they?
I believe so.
All I know is that Yang's old bike, Bumblebee, ran on combustion dust.
Oh, so it's probably combustion dust then.
I'm not joking. That is like the actual case.
Okay. Anyways, Jean, being the quick thinker he is, launches Ren towards the Hound with gravity dust. And thank goodness Ren has those grapple hook things because he would not have made that jump without it.
Or as I call it, those Attack on Titan hooks.
Yeah, okay. But now he
It is though.
But unlike an Attack on Titan, Ren just gets slammed against a bunch of rocks.
Yeah. See, if it were Mikasa in this scenario, she'd have got Oscar back by now.
Probably.
There's your mistake, John. Throw Mikasa at the thing, and then boom, problem solved.
Also, apparently, Ren. I know you guys mentioned.
She's a badass.
Okay, so I know you guys mentioned this on your podcast, mate, but these hooks have a grapple function, so I don't know why Ren is like, I'm just gonna hold on for dear life.
I also don't understand why why he grappled a rock.
Well, it slowed down, so that's probably why. And then he just lets go, because, okay, Ren. And the hook grapples back, like, that should have been, like...
Okay, pull the other one while he tries to pull the Hound down.
Well, yeah, and, like...
Doesn't that run the risk of just ripping Ren in half?
Yes.
Or tearing one of his arms off?
Yes.
I mean...
Yes. That's... you do run that risk, yes. Let's see, what else is important? Yang goes up to shoot the
We don't
Hound.
know that for a fact.
Yeah, that's also an option. They do have guns.
Yeah, they do have guns. And then the Hound calls for reinforcements.
Which is another thing that made me think of Attack on Titan, because that's something that the 9 Special Titans do. They roar and call for backup.
Yep. And that's a lot of backup. And then music starts playing. Can't wait to see that in the 5 months after the volume is over. Anyways, Ren starts climbing his rope. Okay, again, Ren, you have a grapple.
Retract it.
You have a retract function. Just use it. Okay.
Also, I don't really get what was going through his head there. Like, if he gets on top of the Hound, what's his next play after that?
I don't know, stab it in the neck?
I mean, yeah, but, like, he's carrying Oscar, who has no aura. A crash from that height would kill him. Yeah, if he stabbed him and then they crashed, Oscar would die, so...
Yeah. One of the Grimm shoots acid at Jean's bike, and it malfunctions. And Jean, again, we keep mentioning this, like how far Jean's come since Volume 1. He just jumps up in the air and bounces off of one of the Grimm and lands on a bridge, and then Yang's like, yoink! It's like, I have to respect Jean's, just in general, I have to respect how far he's come.
Yeah.
And then he throws one of those mobile shields at a rock for Yang to ramp off of it.
And this is something Max pointed out, and I notice this every single time I watch the episode now. But after they land, Jean uses his shield to block a rock before Yang drives into it.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm seeing that now. That's
Oh
cool.
yeah, cool. Anyways, I hope he's got more of those things, or he goes back and picks it up, because that's a really cool piece of equipment to just throw away. It's like, oh hey, I have this new shield now, and it's gone. Nice going there, Jean.
Ended the volume. Pietro's just like, oh, what did you do with my shield grenade I gave you? Well,
Well, you see, I kind of threw it away.
Pietro just like
Was it a life or
wheelchairs
death
away.
scenario? Well, we used it as a ramp. Did it look cool? Yes? Well, that'll be alright then.
Anyways, Yang and Jean fall off a cliff. Jean tries to save them. It does not go well.
But then in comes Ren with a Mulan maneuver.
Yeah, for the first time since he's gotten this upgrade, he managed to make those grapple hooks actually do something useful.
It's
Good
like
going,
the first
Ren.
time out, like 10 times he's used it.
Yep.
Yeah, but then shout out to Ren's quick thinking for immediately masking him and the others to evade a Grim.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice thinking. But the hound gets away. And it flies towards Monstro. Until we hear an official name for that thing, I'm going to continue to call it Monstro.
As you should.
And yeah, that's Team Joyride's progress. It did not go well.
Yeah.
They
Team
got a little
Joyride crashed and burned.
Yep. They got a bit of evacuation done, not all of it, and then Oscar got kidnapped, and now they're stranded. Fantastic. Luckily, Team Rainbow seems to have a bit more luck. They're at Schnee Manor, and Whitley's there, and he's just about as bratty as he's always been.
And then Weiss is like, hey, how about I skewer you with this? Just shut up and let us in.
Bit insensitive, though.
Whitley really bothers me in this. Like, not because of him being terribly written, just because he's being such a douche. Like, dude, you understand what's going on outside, right?
Meanwhile, he's like, oh, but our family has a reputation. And shout out to Blake for being, oh, that's what you're worried about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really understand that.
Let's go right there. Cooling him out on that.
He's worried about his reputation that fell apart long before we even knew him.
I think that's probably just because that's the only thing he's been raised to care about by Jock.
Maybe. Anyways, basically the reason why they're here is to lay low, stay out of sight, and let Nora rest. Because Nora, for this entire trilogy of episodes, is out cold. That's concerning.
Yep. And,
She still has the scars as well.
She still has the scars. How much you want to bet that the scars are gonna, like, if say she gets up from this and is relatively fine, like, I imagine the scars will probably stick around. I don't know if Aura can just be like, and gone.
I don't think so, because this is kind of spoilers, so I don't know if you don't want me to talk about this, because it's from episode 7.
Oh?
Wait, episode 7's not even out yet.
Oh, sorry, episode 6.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I thought it was episode 7.
I'm just like, where the hell are you getting stuff leaked?
Okay, we'll
I'd have
save it for
all
later.
the
Oh,
leaks.
also,
Why do you think I'm predicting Ren's gonna die? I've read the scripts.
I mean, another thing, Weiss and Blake do still have their scars.
Yeah, that's another thing, and Cinder.
So and Cinder.
We'll get to that one.
Yep.
Actually, never mind. But anyway, back to Weiss, and there's a little something that I want to comment on. It's more so echoing what Max said in our discussion, which check that out, by the way, please.
Please.
So there's a lot of people that are defending Whitley in this situation because they believe that Whitley was actually offering to help when he was just saying, well, what do you expect me to do? Saying it really condescendingly, like an asshole. While Weiss is telling him to just go to his room so that he's out of the way. And they believe that, pointing a sword in his face is a bit, what's the right word?
Much?
Yeah, a bit much. Let's just go with that. But
I
want to...
Oh, sorry.
I'm echoing what Max said. Preferencing this, that Weiss, all her life, has had a awful relationship with Whitley. It's always been antagonistic, and yes, she suffered a lot of abuse by Jacques Schnee, whom Whitley has always sided with on every turn. And right now, she wants to just make sure that her friend is okay and the rest of her friends don't die, and she wants to do it at her house.
Yeah, like she literally could have gone anywhere. Like they could have gone to any location just to lay low. They could have gone back to Mantle for all they cared. But Weiss was like, how about my house? I'm familiar with that place.
It was a bit of a weird decision considering all the traumatic memories she has there.
Yeah, but Jacques arrested.
Well, yeah, but like, you still
His
got
ass
your
is in
younger.
the slammer.
Yeah, but it's still like where you had your traumatic childhood. I suppose like it's probably the closest place they had, and that was probably what they were aiming for. Not really like where they wanted to go.
Maybe. Still, like,
Weiss
could have been like, please, no, do not take me back to my house. But she's still here.
Yeah. And I want to bring this up as well. Some people shout to Volume 7, like, oh, remember when Willow told Weiss not to forget about her brother? Well, it seems like she's doing it. Yep. Well, here's the thing. In universe, that only happened, like, a day or so ago? And yes, this relationship has been antagonistic for their entire lives. It's going to take time to heal.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
Weiss isn't
that's
suddenly... Weiss isn't suddenly gonna reach round the back of her head, flip a switch, and then just be like, oh, Whitley, everything's great between us. Come here, give your big sis a hug. Yeah. And then everything's gonna be peachy and... no, it doesn't work like that.
Because, like, the same people that are complaining that Weiss didn't forgive him fast enough or, like, get on with him fast enough are the same people that said, oh, Clover and Crow's friendship is rushed or whatever. Like, you know... I do have to say one thing. I do
something
feel...
between two of the RWBY girls is forced when it's actually not.
Anyways.
Like, me personally, I do feel bad for Whitley because he's a victim too. But, like, I do think it is unrealistic to, like, put all that on Weiss and also expect her to like, immediately get on with him right away. Like, that's gonna take time.
Yeah, especially since, like, hey, did everybody forget that there's a giant monster whale outside? That doesn't happen. And it's being commanded and ridden by an immortal witch lady who wants to destroy all of Remnant. You're not just gonna, like, patch up relationships that fast when the world is in that much of a crisis. Like,
yeah, like maybe later on in the volume or something that could happen.
Maybe. Because like we're gonna see these. We're gonna see this house and these characters again because Willow still shows up in the intro. We haven't seen her yet. But yeah, like plus like it's very possible that their relationship will never get patched up because it's like Nate said, like this sort of behavior from both Weiss and Whitley has been a thing since day one.
Yeah, because their father essentially pinned the two of them against each other.
Yeah, like as long as we've known Whitley, all we've known from him is that he's a bratty little kid who has always been antagonistic towards Weiss and Winter.
Which
Now-
is how, like, most wee kids can be, but, like, when you've got that much baggage and, like, Jock, like, mentally, like, abusing both of them and, like, pinning them against each other.
And physically.
Yeah, not physically, because if that was the case, then Whitley would be the one with the scar, not Weiss. But,
I'm talking about when Jock slapped her.
sorry, I thought you meant, like, physically, like, putting Whitley and Weiss against each other. I thought that's what you meant. No.
No.
But yeah, like, physically abusing Weiss anyway, we don't know if Whitley's had any sort of physical abuse. But, like, the way they've both been treated and the way that they kind of, like, saw each other because of their father, like, Weiss thinking that Whitley's just Jock 2.0 and, like, Whitley not liking Weiss because the reasons that were explained in Volume 7, it's caused them both to, like, have strained views on each other. And it would not make sense if they were immediately like, yeah, we're cool now. Like, that would just be poor writing.
Yeah. Especially since when Alice is on the verge of destruction and all Whitley cares about is their family reputation, and there's the house staff and his mom, like, dude, there's more important things going on right now. He's just
Also, he complains about their mother locking herself in her room. I don't see him doing anything about that.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't really get what he's supposed to do about that, to be fair.
I don't know,
Like,
try
he's-
talking to her?
Yeah, but, like, he's a 14-year-old boy and she's an alcoholic. Like, I don't really think there's much he could do, to be fair.
I mean, he could still try.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like, it wouldn't do anything, just with how Willow is, but it doesn't seem like Whitley's even trying to do something about that.
Yeah.
But
no,
good news for Willow, she's now got a amazing relationship with a man named Captain Morgan.
Really, dude?
Sorry.
She drank vodka in the last volume. Captain Morgan is bourbon.
I know it is, but
They're
like
different things.
I couldn't think of a good vodka name to do for that joke. I don't drink alcohol. I'm not even legally allowed to drink alcohol.
Yeah, your joke was smun off there.
Oh, I could have done. Oh, damn it, that would have been better.
Anyways, Weiss tells him off, like, get out of here, get out of my way, I'll deal with you
it's
later.
glorious.
It's glorious.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I had this thought about the "go to your room" line. Quite a while back, the RWBY voice actors were asked, like, "Hey, is there anything you'd want for your character, like by the end of the story?" And Kara mentioned that she'd like to see Weiss as sort of a motherly person.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to say maybe she tried to channel that in that line read.
Yeah, that's
I'm
possible.
looking forward to Weiss telling Whitley to eat his vegetables.
I'd be down for that. Or to clean up after himself.
Do your homework.
Well, anyways,
Whitley, it's bedtime. Now, get in the bath right now, mister.
anyways, okay, on the topic of Whitley, actually, I know the whole thing about, like, people want to see him go through redemption, and yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah, so am I.
Obviously he has to earn it first, and he hasn't done that yet, but, I'm down for that idea, but at the same time, right now, like,
Bigger things to focus on.
bigger things to focus on, and Whitley still being bratty, so, yeah, I can't say I feel much for him right now. Work on your work on that, Whitley. Maybe next time we see him, he doesn't. But
But you know who we do feel for?
Ruby.
Because she's visibly worried, and Blake suggests, you know, if you're worried about Yang, you can always try calling her.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. She already tried.
Yeah.
And it's,
Yang
it's-
blocked her on Facebook.
Yeah. No, the real reason is that they're stranded. They have no connection to anything. And their bikes are completely wrecked.
Yeah. And By the way, I know this isn't the case, but I want to just shout out a joke that people have made about that clip. Like the way Blake says, you know, if you're worried about Yang, you could try calling her, is that
Oh yeah.
basically
she wants to actually call Yang herself, but doesn't want to come across as, like, needy or desperate. And it's just suggesting to RWBY, you know, you could always just try calling Yang. I don't know.
Blake, for the 50th time, I'm not calling Yang.
Also, I didn't notice this until now, but this bike that's slammed into a rock, it is heavily leaking gravity dust. I wonder what liquid gravity dust could do.
The snow just starts like floating in the air.
Yeah, it's touching the snow, so maybe the snow will like rise up too. That'd be funny.
Just like floats over someone's head, and then the gravity dust loses power, drops
Yeah.
on their head from above.
Everyone's like, "What the heck is that floating snow?"
That'd actually be a great prank in the RWBYverse, using gravity dust.
Anyways, they're out in the cold. They are stranded. They have nowhere to go. Ren spotted a like a settlement or something, an outpost. That's what it was. I was waiting for those captions. He saw an outpost when he was being thrashed around by the Hound. So they're trying to head to that before the cold gets rid of their aura. As we remember, without aura, this kind of cold could kill you in a matter of hours.
I also think this is the first time since Volume 1 that we've seen like the actual aura levels on screen.
Volume 7, when Blake had it on her scroll.
Oh, she had it on her scroll in Volume 7? I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
See, this is why you're here. You know like every RWBY episode off by heart.
Especially if Blake is involved.
Exactly.
Anyways, and then we get this. Okay. So, obviously, as we can tell, things aren't exactly going very well, and Ren is taking it very, 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 very hardly.
Yeah, and for quite some time, we've had this same thought on Ren. What is your deal?
And
Well,
yeah.
apparently, Yang thinks that too.
Yep. Yang asks the question we've been asking for a few years now. No, not like a couple of years, but
About a year, yeah.
about a year. Whatever. Well, yeah. Then it's just an argument about whether or not they deserve to be huntsmen or not. And then Jean's like, Jean is the only one here that has like a level head in this entire volume.
He really is.
They were arguing back at the bar, and he was like, "Okay, how about I use common sense for a second?" And then here it's like, guys, we're supposed to be moving out of the cold, and we're just sitting here, we're just standing around talking.
Yeah, that's not what our show is.
Yeah. Leave
This
that to a
isn't
different.
Volume 5. We've got to move on.
Leave that to a different show entirely. Anyways, they're
I
both.
really like the scene, though. Like the argument scene.
Yeah.
No, it is a good scene, and basically because like both sides are right,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and yeah, that's how you write a scene between two good characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 'cause I
both
like
are.
that they don't treat Ren like he's the bad guy in this.
Yeah.
Like, it's more like he's in the wrong for pushing people away, not in the wrong for thinking the way he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also just really love how expressive Ren is during the entire argument. Like,
Yeah.
the way his hands move and everything is really fluid.
Yeah. Not only that, but shout out to Neith. Like, dude really popped off in this scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic voice acting.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, you mentioned all the like expressions and whatnot with Ren as well, because I got this from Team 4 Star's review of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie.
Mm-hmm.
When you're doing an animated series, there's two kinds of acting. There's the voice acting, and there's the character acting.
Yeah.
And Yeah, both are done splendidly here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious about you guys though. But with this argument, whose side would you have picked?
Yang's.
I don't know, actually. I think they both make some really good points.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm mostly on Yang's side because, I mean, you can do stuff, so you probably should.
yeah. Like,
I feel like as a viewer, I'm more on Yang's side, but I think if I was actually in that situation, I might be more with Ren. Like if I was having to make those kind of hard choices.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, actually.
I still feel like I would just be siding with Yang here.
Yeah,
that's fair enough.
Also, I'm glad I'm not in this situation because I'd just be yelling at Ren. Well, what am I supposed to do? Sit out here in the snow with my thumb up my ass?
Yeah.
Oh, great plan.
Yeah, like, I get where Ren's coming from. I really do, but I also have to side with Yang because, like, just because you're not technically legally allowed to do something, like, doesn't mean you shouldn't. They were at Haven when it was attacked. What were they just gonna do? Step aside and let professionals take care of it? No, they all would have died.
Yeah.
I think the thing for Ren is, like, this is the first time they've not had someone like Ozpin to help them with the decisions. Or, like, Crow or Maria taking charge. This has kind of been them acting on their own.
Yeah, maybe.
I do think that, like, Yang is right, though, because trying and failing is a lot better than, you know,
Just
not
sitting around
doing
doing nothing.
Yeah. Or just, like, letting someone else make all the hard decisions for you and not thinking about it.
Yeah.
'Cause,
I
like,
also
what if
just
that
think
person makes the wrong decision?
Yeah, I mean, I'd also side with Yang because I also just think some of the things Ren has said during this argument was very, very uncalled for.
Like says to John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that this was actually brought up because
Yeah,
they...
'cause we haven't heard
they,
about this since Volume 1.
Yeah, and I thought they kind of dropped it because when RWBY was still getting dubbed in Japan, they completely cut out the whole John plot line about him cheating into Beacon.
The
did
John
they?
arc.
Yeah, they completely cut that in Japan. I think it's like I don't want to like make assumptions, but I think it was a cultural thing about like how schools are viewed and everything like that in Japan. I'm not making assumptions or like judging anything about Japanese culture. I want to make that clear, but like that's just what I've heard.
You know,
so
the only other thing I've heard of Japan cutting out when they were dubbing RWBY was like one thing with Yang on the night before initiation.
Was that the joke about the guys, or?
Yeah.
Oh.
I wonder why that was cut out.
Um.
But yeah, I thought that they kind of dropped the whole John thing because like after that, like they kind of like removed it.
I
But
don't
no,
know.
we got it brought back up.
You know,
Well, even-
I at least want to try and make that like a running joke in any RWBY What If I do. Like, pretty much do what Masako X does with like fake Namek and Garlic Jr. just going, the Jean arc remains the same. Moving on. They just skip over it completely. Like, well, mostly because like it wouldn't be changed by any of the scenarios I thought of.
Yeah, unless it's like specifically a John what if,
Yeah.
it wouldn't really change much. But yeah, John just gets like fed up with everyone's crap and just says, "I'm getting out the cold. You can all freeze to death out here."
I feel like how he isn't antagonistic about it.
Yeah. Because even later on, they bring up that he kind of gets what Ren's going through because he had a similar phase where he was pushing everyone away.
Oh, we can get to that.
Yeah, we'll get
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah. Well, Yang's like, are you just trying to push everyone away as she walks off?
My response is, "Hey, Yang, time and place." Like, I know we.
To be fair though, she does have a point.
No, yeah, no, she does, but like.
No, yeah, I get it. It's
that's
just
not
I'm
something
trying to
that
play
needs to
devil's
be said
advocate here.
That's not something that needs to be said right now.
Yeah.
Like I know we kind of like called out Ren on being uncalled for towards John, but this kind of adds on to it. Like, Yang, chill, deal with it
Yeah.
later. Anyways, that was a good scene. Let's move on to more sadness and depression and worry.
Oh, I've been waiting to talk about this.
Anyways, it's Oscar. He's captured. He meets Salem for the first time in his life.
Who is swirling some smoke around in the shape of 4 figures. And if you listen closely, you can hear children laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that caught me off guard.
I noticed that on my second watch when I was screen recording the episode for a reaction.
I don't think I noticed it until I watched a review of this episode. And they.
I only
wow.
really noticed it on my first watch through because I got a phone. I was watching it on my phone, and then I got a phone call, and it paused at that exact moment. And then when I got off the phone call to replay the episode, it paused at the second that the clouds were there, and I was like, "Wait, is that Salem's children?" So yeah, thank you, Mom, for phoning me at that exact moment.
Anyways, this is worrisome. So yeah, this is Salem meeting the current incarnation of Osmond or Ozma, as the case may be. I like how Oscar tries to play it off like, yeah, I'm Osmond now, right? And Salem's like,
But she's so, yeah, I can see right through that.
yeah.
I also like the Oscar's voice actor, like did it in a like he does 2 very distinct voices for Oscar and Ozpin, and he managed to make it sound like it was Oscar trying to do an Ozpin impression and not him just doing his Ozpin voice.
Yeah.
That is some talent right there.
Yeah.
Yep. And Salem's like, well, maybe we can have a better relationship. And I'm like, okay, that's creepy.
Oh.
So,
Also kind of creepy how she just calls him my Ozma and like caresses his face. That's like,
yeah.
no. Yeah, a bit weird.
Oh, by the way, what you mentioned about Oscar's voice actor, there's a thing that Lindsay did once that's kind of like that.
Oh,
You guys know
really?
the story modes of Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle?
Yeah.
I've seen the cutscenes. I've not watched them in ages though.
Alright, well, I forget who Ruby's talking to in this scene, but like at one point she does an impression of Rachel Alucard from Blaze Blue.
Ta.
And Lindsay had to voice Ruby trying to impersonate Rachel.
God,
And
that
it's
must
fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, I
that's-
laughed so hard when I saw that.
Yeah, that's
But
some
it-
talent right there. Like, it's one thing to impersonate a character. It's another thing to impersonate a character impersonating a character.
impersonating a character. Yeah.
Yeah, that's almost like in Die Hard when Alan Rickman's character had to improv an American accent.
Oh yeah.
So you have a Brit playing a German pretending to be an American.
Yeah, okay, and then Salem's like, hey, you know where the crown is, right? And Oscar's like, no.
So
Oh.
sorry, only because I was talking about Die Hard, I kind of want to imagine Salem just being like, "Now, Mr. Cowboy, where are my detonators?"
Um,
I'm trying to have fun.
and then Salem's like, okay, well, obviously you wouldn't know about the crown, and it's true, he doesn't. So it's like, well, let's make it easier. The password
What's
for
the
the lamp.
Wi-Fi password?
Yeah, like the first time I watched it, I was like, really, password? Like, but I was like, oh, I mean, I guess it kind of is a password.
I would have found it hilarious if she brought the lamp into the room with her when she went to talk to Oscar. He just like says Jin and just yeets out of there.
Now, could you imagine if he said the password is password? And so it was just like, really? And he's like, what? It's so obvious, it's impossible to guess. Although you have to say it as though you're not spelling it right.
Yeah. Oscar tries to play off like the very cliche lie of, the lame side of questions. And then I was like, I don't believe you. And
Force lightning.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
She Care Bear stares Oscar.
where's the Oscar Protection Squad now?
Where's the Stop Abusing Oscar squad?
Right. I like how the Hound is just like, this is happening now.
Oh yeah, the Hound is really well trained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, Salem should just replace Cinder with the Hound.
Yeah, probably should.
I mean, I have that theory that that's what Cinder's going to turn into one day.
I
Yeah.
kind of hope so. She'd be much more enjoyable as a dog.
Should be a bitch in another way.
Exactly.
Hi-yo!
Hey.
See, something I heard that I thought was kind of interesting. I don't know if this is really the case, but it was just an interesting thought. The Hound is just sitting there. Like, the reason why it focuses on the Hound in this is because, like, obviously we know the theory, like, there's someone in there. Like, someone we know is the Hound. So what if it's, like, if it is Summer, for instance, like, what if she's just in there, like, cringing and trying to look away, like, oh, I don't want to see this. I don't know. I doubt that's the case, but that's funny to think about.
Could you imagine if it's a sadist going, oh god, yes.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Oh, yeah,
I just...
Force lightning me, no, I was gonna say Cinder there, safe.
Sorry, I just watched, Takahaka, Lani, and Kaiser, like, commentate the Dragon Ball Broly abridged movie.
Oh.
And, like, the freaking joke with the Shimotions in that. Like, my
I
God.
loved that joke. That was so funny.
Shout out to Marissa Lenti for that, by the way. Who, by the way, is the casting director of RWBY.
Really?
Yep, and the voice of Joanna Greenleaf. And Oscar's aunt.
Yeah.
Coincidence? I think not.
Well, it definitely wasn't with Oscar's aunt. I think she even went to Twitter and was like, yeah, a bunch of the background voices in Volume 4 I had to very quickly put together, so I was like, yeah, I'll just voice this one. Whatever. Speaking of voices, though, I really have to shout out again Aaron Dismuke, the voice of Oscar. That blood-curdling scream and...
Oh, yeah.
God, that
And
was uncomfortable to listen to.
Yeah,
the
it really
coughing
was.
and the coughing and sobbing afterwards, like, dude, what? This man he's talented, but also, like, please stop. I don't want to listen to it. Yeah.
It's
Also,
like with Maria in Volume 6, like when her eyes got cut out.
Oh yeah. It's also weird because like when he gets hit by the magic blast, you can see like the particle of magic like fading away from his chest after he gets hit by it.
Yeah. And someone also
So I
pointed
wonder
out,
if that's going to become relevant later. Like she put a spell on him or something.
I
someone
put a
also
spell on you.
Someone also pointed out that his when he's being blasted, his eyes glow yellow for like a split second.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
So I don't know, maybe Oz is trying to shield him at least as much as he can. I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyways, Oscar doesn't relent. He's not telling Salem anything, and then she's like, "Okay, you can come in
Hazel,
now."
do your thing.
As soon as Hazel showed up, I imagine everyone was like, "Oh shoot!"
Yeah, I was like,
Pretty
really?
much.
I was thinking he can't catch a break.
That's bad. Anyways, Hazel decks Oscar. He falls down. And Hazel just punts him away. good grief, this is a 14-year-old kid going through so much.
Yeah, like in the past week, he got like beat up, shot off the side of a country, got force blasted in the chest, and is now getting beaten up by a guy like twice his size.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on from that.
I was also kind of hoping that like the Hound would keep on holding him as Hazel was punching him.
Oh
So, like,
God!
like you know that scene
Oscar's-
from Rocky where he's like punching
Yeah.
the meat.
Oscar's now a punching bag.
I had that in my head. I was trying my best not to say it because I'm like, Oscar's been through enough.
Yeah, and I really like Oscar. I don't want to say it, but like like someone had to. I'll take the bullet.
I mean, fair enough.
Anyways, Salem and the Hound meet up with Cinder and Neo. And Cinder's like, "Oh shoot, what is that?"
Like looking into
you
the
and-
future, isn't it? And I mean, if my theory's right.
I kind of hope it is, to be honest. Salem's just like, oh, this is you in 2 months.
Anyways, Cinder was like, "Hey, can I go search for the Winter Maiden?" And Salem's like,
Salem's all no.
And Salem's like, let me think about that. No, I don't think you can.
Oh, look at little Cinder trying to think.
I mean, basically.
Basically, yeah, I do like that condescending remark from Salem. Like, yeah, she thinks, she wants, as if she's done anything that makes me care about either of them. And I'm like, ooh, okay. It harkens back to Volume 2 as well. Cinder's line of "Don't think, obey."
Yeah. So now she knows how Emerald feels.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to Neo the whole time this is going on. She's still like cross-armed and just sass face.
Yeah. And Cinder's like, "I need that power," and Salem's like, "No." And the Cinder's like, "Oh, please," and then the Hound's like, "You heard her. She said no." Even when the Hound charges in, Neo's like, "Okay, this is happening now." This proves that Neo is braver than Cinder. I accept this as canon. Any reason to say someone is better than Cinder is a win in my book. Anyway, Salem just hammers in the idea like, you are staying here. So I guess this is Cinder's ultimatum from the description. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
you can either stay here or I will kill you if you leave.
And
Yeah,
Cinder's all,
I'll take the L on this. Nah. I'll take the L on this one. My Neo prediction was completely wrong.
What Neo prediction? I'm sorry.
Oh, like last podcast, I predicted the ultimatum was like either you like someone else has to get the maiden powers
Oh
instead
yeah,
of you.
oh
yeah,
yeah,
that.
okay.
Yeah, I was completely wrong about that, so I'll accept the L on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of assumed it was like, yeah, it's either you stay here or you die.
Yeah. Also, is it just me, or does it look like the Hound's kind of melting?
It's looked like that for a while.
that's just how it looks.
Yeah, I didn't
that's-
notice it before, but you can really tell in the shot when when Salem starts to walk away.
Yeah.
Speaking of walking, that's something Neo doesn't do much.
No, not really.
Yeah, she
Floats
flies
with the
everywhere.
umbrella
I'm Mary
because
Poppins,
she is
y'all.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Anyways, yeah, Cinder just wants to leave. Like, she's going to go to Amity Tower. Neo's like, I don't want to do that. And then Emerald shows up and it's like, I can come, right? Please? Maybe?
Because Emerald is someone craving validation from someone who's craving validation from Salem.
Yep. And then we're back with Yang, Ren, and Jean. Jean beats up a heater and it works. once again, that just kind of goes into that idea, like, if something doesn't work, beat it, and then it'll work.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend doing that today.
No, probably
Like, with
not.
how thin everything is.
No, I mean, worked for Dante.
That's true.
Oh yeah, true.
So I guess it works here. Anyways, Jean tries to talk to Ren like, yeah, I did cheat my way into Beacon, but I also had people around to help me realize that mistake and kept me going. And he's trying to comfort Ren. It's not working at all. Like, Ren's like, yeah, I hear you, but I also don't hear you. I'm going to leave now.
Yeah, well,
I
Yang's
understand what you're saying, and I'm gonna let you finish, but... And then he just walks off.
Yeah.
and all Yang has to contribute is, if anyone cares, I found a part to fix the bike, so yay, good news.
Yeah. Yeah, they're in a bit of a problematic situation right now. They're stranded. Morality is out the window. And they have no way of communicating with anyone, so that's fun. Thank goodness Yang has this really thick jacket. Otherwise, she'd probably be freezing a lot more than she already is.
Is that jacket still sold out in the store?
I
Probably.
think so.
I don't know. I didn't go looking for it, so.
Yeah, me neither.
I might check later.
Yeah. Okay. And while she's fixing that part for the bike, she says, "Hey,
Oh, this thing.
do you think she thinks less of me for not helping out with Amity?" And then
Jean has the reaction that I imagine pretty much everyone had when they first saw that line.
yeah. It's like, well, no, you guys are sisters. She'll always love you.
But Yang's all, yeah, Ruby.
I would have found it so funny if John was just like, "Oh, you're talking about Nora."
And it just gives him a look. Wait, you're talking about Penny? Oh, no. Is it May?
Fiona.
Jean is just the worst. Like, dude, read the room.
No.
Every girl except for Blake.
No.
Linda?
No, here's the thing. She finally says, Jean, think about it. And he's like, oh no, I get you. Like, come here. Look, I miss her too, but I think Pura's looking down on us right now. And she'd be proud of how much we're doing.
God damn it, John.
The absolute worst at raiding the room. Like, John, come on. I like how when Yang says that. Yeah, I like how when Jean says that, he's like, "Oh, well, okay," and just goes to sleep.
He's too tired to care about shipping.
Yeah.
And a lot of people see this as just like either forcing Bumblebee or like, oh, Yang's a terrible sister. She doesn't care about RWBY anymore. I do not agree with that.
Yeah, they. Oh yeah, sure. We've been forcing Bumblebee since Volume 1.
I mean, I would say.
Volume 2.
Minimum Volume 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, there could be signs in Volume 1. Hell, there's even a potential sign in the Red trailer.
Oh, is there?
What was that?
I'm not joking.
Okay.
Okay, it's more specifically the song, because it describes Team RWBY. Red Light Roses fills my dreams and brings me to the place you rest. So, yeah, that's RWBY. White is cold and always yearning, burdened by a royal test. Boom. Weiss.
Weiss, duh.
And then we got Black the Beast descends from shadows. So that's
Yellow
Blake,
Beauty,
and the
yep.
song is from Shadows. Duh. And then Yellow Beauty burns gold.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, I see that now.
Boom.
And Adam's the cursed rose.
He's also Gaston.
Yeah.
Huh.
By
That
the way,
makes more
that's
sense now I think about it. I always just assumed he was only the rose.
No, he's both.
by the way, the discussion on this episode is basically over. There's a giant crack in the snow and ice, and it gets bigger, and then the episode's over.
If you analyze the speed of the crack, you can deduce that no.
No, we know what the crack is.
Well, yeah, but
The
we're not going
Grim
to talk.
Shark.
Yeah, we know what it is, but we're not going to talk about it right now. That will be relevant later. So thoughts on this episode?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I like all the Attack on Titan comparisons I made just because I'm a fanboy.
Yeah.
I also thought the chase was really fun as well. Like, it's the first
Yeah,
big
it really was.
we've had for ages, and it was actually like really fun how they used all their different abilities. The music was great as well.
Yeah, first vocal track in this volume since the intro. It only took 4 episodes, but we got it. Yeah, I like this episode. Definitely not my
Please
favorite on this volume,
sorry.
but yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and okay, I lost my train of thought there, but oh yeah, no, my favorite scenes are among the chase scene and the scene with Ren and Yang, like their argument, just because it's so fantastically written.
Mhm.
Yeah, those are my 2 favorites as well. Eddie did a really good job with this episode.
Yeah.
I know you made comparisons to this before, but it's kind of like in Captain America: Civil War.
Yeah.
The discussion and argument between Cap and Tony.
Yeah, both sides had a point.
Yeah. Neither side is technically right or wrong. They have all the right info. It's just how they think.
Oh god, that movie was so good.
Yeah, it was good. Anyway, next we got episode 5. Something tells me that this is probably gonna have the most discussion out of this, out of these episodes.
I'm gonna have some Death Bar related things to say.
Yep, same.
Because
but we
dang!
we will get to that when we get to that. We open up and it's Pietro on top of Amity Tower. I don't know how the heck he got up there, but
It's like me and Mate said before. He's got rockets on his wheelchair.
Well, it's not really a wheelchair, it's more like a spider chair.
Spider chair, yeah.
Okay, wait, a half spider chair, because a spider has 8 legs, not 4.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just gonna call it his chair because I don't want to say like half spider chair repeatedly.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got like jets on his chair and he just flew up there.
Either that or Penny lifted it.
That's true. That's possible. Anyways, speaking of Penny, though, she is down in the desk mine, setting charges. Okay.
I love how she's just sitting in front of a bomb. Like, I don't think this is a good idea.
Well,
Yeah, she's just like neatly and elegantly like sat in front of a bomb.
That's perfect for an out of context RWBY clip.
oh gosh.
In front of explosives. I don't think this is a good idea.
Pietro's just like, I won't let Salem destroy Atlas. I'll destroy Atlas.
Ding boom!
And then she arms the bomb and flies up at Amity. And then Maria shows up with
In a
freaking
mech.
power loader. I like how all the mech suits that gets referenced in stuff like shows or video games, it's the freaking power loader suit. We see it in RWBY, we see it in Crash Bandicoot, and it's insane.
Also, like, okay, when Pietro like sets everything up and they're about to launch, I love how he just so casually goes, "By the way, I didn't have time to install any seatbelts, so you might want to buckle up."
Yeah,
How was that for a Pietro voice, by the way?
Pretty good.
it was not terrible.
Okay, I can add Pietro to the voices I can do. Along with Tristan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, Malakishtar from Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, Mind Slaves, Goro from Dragon Ball Z Abridged, along with Perfect Cell from Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
So, if anyone from RT is watching, you know where to find him.
Imagine that. Like, I know Rooster Teeth is like very involved with its community, but it's just
Like, watch, I don't know, they decide to do Reptile versus Riptor Death Battle, and they're just like, "Hey, you, British guy, can you do your impression of Imperfect Cell as a voice of Reptile?"
That would be awesome.
I don't know if that voice fits, but that's just an idea I had when drunk once. Okay, we're not really drunk, I just had a drink and the idea came to me. It's just funnier when I say it that way. All right, there, I said it.
yeah, I'm just trying to catch up with the episode. That's why we're stalling. Okay, bombs are starting to go off.
Well, they're counting down.
then
Well,
Cinder.
yeah, here comes Cinder. And I don't know if anyone's tried calculating just Cinder blasting her way through Amity.
I imagine we could get some neat stuff, but nothing we haven't seen before.
Yeah. Because, it's not like she blasted, a large chunk out of it. She kind of just, burst a hole in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, maiden fight.
Hey.
How many are we up to now?
This makes 2.
Oh, yeah, actually.
And then the dust mines
Two
go off.
fights have one thing in common.
Cinder loses.
Exactly.
Yep. Anyways, the dust explosion goes off. Oh hey, look, it's Ironwood. Yay. And then we're back to here. That was quick.
Yeah, and you know how Penny has a whole lot of swords?
Yeah,
Well,
apparently.
Cinder's like, "I raise you. Ooh, these blades made of glass."
Yeah.
Also, I forgot to mention this a second ago, but if you go back to just before Cinder blasts the hole in Amity, you can see Maria reacting to Cinder before she arrives because of her reflexes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And then going back to alien references.
Get away from her, you bonk.
Yeah. Anyways, and now the maiden fight ensues. Oh wait, no. I'm trying to keep up. I haven't seen this episode in a bit. Okay, Maria is trying and failing to hold back the ship that Neo is piloting. I thought that Neo didn't want to come, but okay.
Peer pressure.
Sure. I do like how
Emerald decides to help by, using a semblance to mask Neo.
Yeah. I also do like how Maria was like, wait a minute, that doesn't. Ships don't disappear, and she looks and she sees Emerald. Because I guess Emerald just can't hide herself.
There's a green-haired girl just waving her arms like, ooh.
But yeah, I guess Emerald can hide an entire ship, but she can't hide herself.
She has to focus on Wait, no, that's just for people she's affecting. Never mind.
Yeah. She was able to hide herself before.
I don't know if she
Uh,
can hide multiple people at the same time, though, can she?
I think so.
I think no, she can just manipulate what someone sees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And like she said before, like she can do one mind perfectly fine. So she can just make Maria not see the ship and not see her. But I guess she forgot that. Okay. Anyways, the ship crashes into the suit, and it crashes, and now the suit's dead. I like how Maria.
Rest in peace.
I like how Neo just pops out of the ship, like, and done.
Alright, I'ma stab you now. But not before turning into Ruby first.
Yeah, not before turning into Ruby.
And yeeting Maria across the room.
But it turns out Maria is totally down for a fight.
Yeah, she gives
Yeah.
her a look like, you should have just let me stay in the mech, because now you have no excuse to get beat up by an old woman.
Yeah. We'll be going back to that fight later because
I have
it's
something
great.
to say about that.
Yeah, it's great. Anyways, so as it turns out, Cinder's dramatic entrance, damaged one of the stabilizers. So now the entire Coliseum is drifting, down back to the, back to land. Great. And then maidens are fighting now. They're flying all the way around Amity. They are just going nuts.
And
Uh,
I pointed this out to Max, but there was a point where Cinder dodges one of Penny's lasers.
yep.
Oh,
Um,
add it to the feat list.
yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, for the first time since I believe Volume 3, Cinder brings back her bow and arrow.
Yeah, but she turns her Grim arm into the bow.
Wait, does she?
Was she?
I think she does.
Well, I go back.
No,
to
she has two swords.
Oh, sorry, I saw. It's just because it blends in with her Grim arm.
Oh
I
yeah,
just
no, it's
thought
just the two swords.
You know, that's fair enough.
It just looked like she turned it into a bow.
Also, as it turns out, those arrows explode.
Of course.
Why not?
That
By the way,
explosion, my favorite one of the 4 elements.
I also just want to throw this out that lightspeed reactions have been a thing in RWBY for a while.
Now, anyways, Penny tries to fly away from Amity, to kind of lead Cinder away. And for the first time in a while, Cinder's like, "Oh wait, I have a brain," and realizes what realizes what Penny is doing, and is like, "And I'm gonna go back to Amity. Screw you."
There's nothing protecting Pietro,
That's true.
but we'll get back to Pietro because it's Maria versus Neo time. And
Yeah,
it turns
this-
out, even as an old lady, Maria, quite the badass.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. This is probably my favorite scene in the volume so far.
Yeah, it's great. I just like how
Hey, remember in Volume 6 when Yang called Maria a defenseless old lady?
she was wrong.
Oh, Yang?
She beat
Yeah,
the person
she
that
got-
beat you.
Yeah, she got more hits on Neo than you did.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing about this fight, because like I'm honestly tired of Neo getting
Yeah,
into
just
fights
like winning
and then,
every fight.
yeah,
kind of.
Neo gets into fights and barely gets hit once.
I mean, that was the case with Yang, Ruby, Cinder, and the
and
all of Team
all
Juniper.
of Team Juniper. It's like,
I'm
okay, we
counting
get it.
Oscar as a Team Juniper member
Yes,
because his
And then
name is.
everyone complained when Oscar and John managed to get like one hit on Neo.
And I like how of all characters that are able to get a hit in on Neo, it's Maria.
Yeah. And she's just like laughing the entire time, like she's not even trying.
Yeah.
This is why you don't mess with people that are old in professions where everyone dies young.
You know, you're not wrong.
Also, I think this kind of makes sense, considering Neo's more of a defensive fighter, and she's going more on the offense in this fight, so it kind of makes sense that she's losing.
Yeah. Plus, that combined with like Neo's fighting style, like especially in this, is like completely countered by Maria's semblance. Like she's a fast-paced attacker, and Maria can see all of that and be like, and block, block, block. Well,
Oh yeah. I keep forgetting about Maria's semblance.
Plus, like, Maria may not be like as strong as she used to be, but she's still experienced and has shown that she can walk without her cane and all that sort of stuff. If she can still pilot airships, I think she can still handle herself in a fight.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm further ahead in the episode, and I noticed another laser dodge.
Okay. Well, either way, Cinder's burning down support beams. That's not good. I don't know why she doesn't just attack Pietro, but okay.
I mean, you'd think.
You think?
See, this is Cinder's character development. She's not going to attack an unarmed person.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
Character
except for that
development.
lady that she killed and then took her clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that happened before this. See, she's grown to not do it.
Fair enough, although there's still, well, I mean, she might be a skeleton by now, but there at least was a naked lady in a ditch somewhere.
Oh god,
Yeah.
I don't want to think about that.
No, I saw a hilarious fan comic where that woman in Cinder's clothes is like putting a bounty out on Cinder.
Also, have to shout out again Cinder flying like Iron Man. But also shouting out to Cinder. She says she doesn't serve anyone. Yeah, you better be freaking lucky that Salem's not around to hear you say that.
Sorry, Cinder, I couldn't hear that over you bending the knee to Salem.
Yeah. I guess Cinder's like the Starscream of this group.
In
In
more
person.
ways than one.
In more ways than one. In person, blind loyal. Outside, like, I'm going to turn on you at some point. I don't actually serve you. The only difference is that Starscream actually has won fights.
Oh god, that's a low blow.
Cinder killed Pyrrha.
That clearly does not count.
I'm just throwing it out there. That is a fight Cinder has won. Technically.
I know, but it doesn't count because screw you, I said so.
Well, that's a total of 1 out of 7 fights, so
Yeah, also that's true.
not the best track record.
Anyways, I also do like this, like, kind of like morale difference between Penny and Cinder. Penny's choosing to like what Cinder doesn't understand is Penny's choosing to fight for these people. Cinder's kind of like left without a choice. It's cool.
Yeah.
It kind of shows the big difference between Penny and Cinder. I like how Penny, being a robot, is more human than Cinder.
So true.
That's funny to me. Anyways, Penny goes full Maiden and tries to freeze the support beams.
Leaving yourself completely open in the process.
Completely open. Okay. Oh, that's a neat touch. I see. Okay, what I thought was happening so Penny's trying to stop Cinder's Grim Arm from absorbing her power. And Cinder's like burning Penny's hand in order for her to let go. So what I thought initially was Penny was trying to burn that arm. I don't know why, but seeing it now, I'm like, oh wait, that's totally Cinder. Anyways, Cinder's plan actually works, and she gets a hold of Penny's face, leading to yet another blood-curdling scream. Shout out to Taylor McNee. My goodness.
I think it's a real shame she isn't she doesn't do more voice acting because she's
Yeah,
incredible.
Yeah, isn't her, like, as far as I could tell, the only role she's played is Penny.
Yeah, I was looking up her IMDb. Fuck, I can't even say it. I was looking up her her stuff like after I watched this episode, and yeah, she's only been Penny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just like with Kara. The only voice acting role she has is Weiss.
Oh,
Although Kara was Robin in a Lego Batman video.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyways, Penny makes ice swords, and fires them off at Cinder.
Almost perfect replicas of our own swords.
Yeah. And then Neo knocks out Maria.
I like how
Because-
Maria only loses because she gets distracted.
Yeah.
And speaking of distracted, Neo doesn't notice that Penny's firing a giant laser at her.
It's so funny, like she walks up to stab her and then just boom, laser into the side of the ship.
Yeah. And then, for the first time in this entire series, Neo's aura is broken. That's
Fine,
a
it only took a
fantastic-
maiden to
That is a fantastic sight to see.
beat Neo.
Is this how other people felt when Blake's aura broke for the first time in Volume 6?
To some extent, yes. I imagine people weren't as happy to see that. Because it's Blake, this is Neo. But
I sure as hell wasn't.
yeah,
Although Blake kept fighting afterwards.
Yeah.
it's true. Yeah, Neo was knocked out cold.
Yeah.
And then
Blake,
Cinder makes her
tougher than
giant.
Neo, confirmed.
And then Cinder makes her giant, near Weiss killing spear. And then Emerald makes a bunch of clones of her. Great,
Wait, is it
thanks,
the
Emerald.
exact same spear?
It's probably got some differences, but it sure looks like the same spear.
Yeah, it
Oh
looks-
my god, it does. Oh, I didn't even notice that.
I do like this fight bringing back a bunch of weapons from Cinder that she uses outside of just her swords. Because, like, yeah, swords are awesome, but Cinder, you've got more than that. Anyways, Penny is actually perfect for spotting illusions because she manages to spot the real Cinder. And then completely, like, unibeams her into the wall.
Yes.
It's great.
Oh! Alright, I only noticed this as well, and sorry I keep pointing these out. But I have
Okay.
to, okay?
Yeah.
Cinder, like, full-on reacts to this laser.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
doesn't...
okay.
Well, yeah, she doesn't dodge it in time, but she, like, reacts quick enough to at least try and defend herself.
Block it, yeah. Because you see her put her arms up just before she gets hit by it, and then just gets blasted back.
Yep,
Yeah.
and it does not explode. Just saying.
So this knocks Cinder out completely. We don't see her aura break, but man, I would be surprised if it didn't.
Well, shout out
And
to Jessica Negri for that scream.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was good quality. That was a good voice acting moment.
Oh no, she's fantastic at that. Remember in the last volume when her grandma
yeah.
got cut off?
That
yeah,
was amazing.
Jesus.
yeah, she's really come a long way. Because I remember back in, like, I believe it was volume 1, first time she showed up. It was a post-credit scene, but still. I remember Jessica's voice acting. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it definitely could have been improved. But yeah, like, this is definitely, like, she's definitely learned and grown as a voice actress.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I mean, everybody has, like, a lot of the characters in RWBY, like, their voice actors, that was their first voice acting role.
yeah, do you remember what Ruby used to sound like in Volume 1? Much different.
And Blake.
That's
Like,
true.
that was Aaron's first role.
I know, but I'm just talking like progression from volume 1 to now. Like
Yeah, I know.
Ruby had a much deeper voice compared to her now. Anyways, Emerald sprints towards Cinder, shoots at Penny. It hits the thing behind her. And I guess Emerald Emerald was really smart here because she's like, yeah, okay, I can't beat you. I don't stand a chance against you, but I can destroy that thing behind you with no problem.
Didn't bullet bounce off it though?
Yeah, it bounced off it, so
Oh, I did it.
yeah. So it's like not really much of a threat.
Oh
I mean,
no,
Penny bought
no,
it,
it
so
did.
the plan worked.
No,
Yeah.
no, it didn't. The bullet just exploded. I went back and looked.
Oh. Okay, fair enough.
Still, it's a bluff.
Yeah.
It's a
Kind of
bluff
just
and it
wish
worked.
she took out Emerald in that scene. Because it would have been cool to see like a brief Emerald versus Penny fight, even though we know who'd win.
Yeah.
I kind of want
Um,
to see Emerald versus Blake, just so that Blake could do the "Come on, Peter Tingle" thing from Spider-Man: Far From Home.
That
That'd be cool, though. She
would
just
be
like
cool.
just closes her eyes and uses her heightened cat hearing to like find where Emerald is.
Yeah.
That'd be so badass. I want it.
Anyway, the villains escape. They've lost again. It's great. Salem's not gonna be pleased when she finds out what happens. I bet we won't see that.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. The Coliseum's still falling though. And then Penny's like, you know, I have an idea. How about I go lift the tower up and
Just
get-
lift the whole fucking arena.
yeah, and get it at least lift it at least long enough for the message to get out, because the message is only a few minutes long. But then Pietro is like, how about no? Initially I wasn't too I didn't quite understand why Pietro was like, hey, how about you don't do that? But then I was like, oh, right.
Yeah, remember, he did have to watch his daughter die once.
Yeah, I don't really
forgot
wanna
about
do that again.
Yeah, like since Penny's come back, I keep forgetting that. Oh wait, she's been dead. But no, I get Pietro's concern. But it is kind of like, well, what else can we do? We have to get this message out. So
Yeah. Which is good
Otherwise-
because I think Maria and Penny like make him realize that, even though he doesn't really like it.
yeah.
Man, like just looking from this view Penny has, damn, they're high up.
Yeah.
Like, look how tiny Atlas looks.
Yeah. But shout out to Pietro's voice actor for we're gonna be shouting out voice actors a lot in this podcast, but
Oh, yeah, because all the voice actors are great and they deserve credit.
yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, I guess when Penny like flies out to see, oh yeah, Alice is tiny from up here.
It's so teeny tiny.
I guess when Penny was looking down, I guess she kind of knew that this was probably, like
A risky move.
a risky move. Yeah. Like I guess she kind of expected her to get damaged or destroyed doing this. But obviously what ends up happening is not what anyone was expecting. But we'll get to that. But yeah, she just straight up lifts the whole thing up high enough for that. Like,
so all these death battle and like little nods I've been doing, like just pointing out impressive stuff. Significantly, like, biggest feat of strength in the entire series.
yeah,
Just lifting Amity for that long.
for that long and that high up too. Like, if you look back at the screen before Penny goes to lift Amity up, it's like way below the line, and now it's way above it. She moved Amity a whole Amity distance.
Hey.
Like that's how high she lifted it.
Yeah, and don't you know someone who calculated this feat?
Yes.
And they like measured Amity to estimate it weighed over 2 billion tons.
Yeah. This has been calculated by a few people, and it gets it's weird. Like this is This is actually kind of complicated to look into because of like different angle sizing and that kind of stuff. So literally, like, if you grabbed any screenshot of Penny lifting it up, you could get massively different results. But the highest and most comfortable the one I'm most comfortable with. So kinetic energy would be I don't remember. I don't have the calc in front of me. So
I mean, the one you put in the servo like came out to about over 7 megatons.
yeah, that was potential energy. I don't know what the whole difference is, but the calc had both potential energy and kinetic energy.
Yeah, and kinetic energy, it was 1.59 megatons,
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
is
okay.
small sea level. And potential energy was 7.7, which
Yeah.
May already said.
Yep. So city level maidens, specifically Penny.
And you know what else? Penny did this before in Volume 7 when she tackled RWBY. So, boom, RWBY can survive 7 megatons. And Weiss, Blake, and Yang scale to that.
Okay. So while
I'm
Penny's doing
obviously
this,
joking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
well,
She didn't even have the maiden powers then, so.
while Penny's doing this, Penny lifts it just high enough for the signal to reach out, and now we got the signal. And this scene, oh boy, we got a lot to say. Okay,
Plus,
first
can I
off,
just throw out, like, if you listen closely, you can hear Blake, like, in the message being like, okay, we're recording, go.
yep.
Unfortunately, the captions don't bring it up, so...
Yeah, they do.
sad
But you can
face.
hear it.
Do they not? I think I just saw it. Yeah, they do.
Really? The ones I have don't do it.
Anyways, what I wanted to shout out, just starting off this message, RWBY is just adorable. It's like, hi.
Like the amateur YouTuber.
Yeah. So basically, while RWBY is talking and making sure everyone knows about the threat that Alice is under, we get a bunch of different locations and callbacks to previous volumes.
And cameos.
And cameos. Literally, the first one we start off with is I believe it was called Argus Limited, I think.
Yep.
The train station from Volume 6.
And speaking of Volume 6, we get Saffron, Terracotta, and Adrian.
Yeah. I'm gonna be real. I totally did not expect to see them again.
What did I?
I like how Adrian's like, it's RWBY.
It's very cute.
It's very cute. Then it's Whitley. He did in fact not go to his room. He went to Jacques' office.
Yeah, so that's concerning.
Yeah, it is. Then we're back in the slums. Oh, hey, look, that old lady from before is sitting next to Faunus.
Character development.
Character development. And there's Uncle Simmons again.
Or Hans Moleman.
No, it's Uncle Simmons.
But like Hans is cooler though.
No, screw you guys. It's Uncle Simmons.
I'm fine with either name, just saying.
We're in Vacuo now. And
Hey, it's Team... Well, Sun and
It's
Neptune,
Sun
because
and Neptune.
Scarlet and Sage don't exist in the show.
no, they don't. I guess Team Coffee is nowhere to be seen either. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Maybe they're going through redesigns and they're just not ready yet.
Yeah,
Could be.
it's totally possible. Or like, Max and I were talking about this. It could just, like, in terms of, well, yeah, Scarlet Sage and Team Coffee, they just don't have updated models yet.
That's also true.
But when we get to Vacuo, they'll definitely have those. So
I just find it funny that they made an updated model for the shopkeep guy before they made a model for the rest of Team Sun and Coffee.
oh, but before
Yeah.
we get to that, I love how in that Neptune and Sun cameo, you just have Neptune going, "Dude."
Dude.
And then it cuts
Also,
to Ilya.
Ilya.
Yay!
I wasn't sure if we'd see her again, but here we are.
And she's still in Mistral.
Yeah.
Is that Neptune?
Yeah, look at the mountains. They've got snow on them. There ain't no snow in Menagerie.
I wonder what she's doing in Mistral. Maybe like on a White Fang mission or something.
Maybe.
Well, it's not the White Fang anymore. It's like...
Well, it's the new White Fang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until we know
I
what
meant
it's
the new
called,
White Fang anyway.
until like it's possible they went through a name change, but it's also possible they didn't. Anyways, she's also being
Gira's calling Ilya.
yeah, but it's yeah. I imagine that's gonna lead to like I don't know, maybe at the end of this volume or the end of this arc, we're gonna get this like massive endgame style fight.
I'm gonna just throw this out there though. The border to Atlas is still kind of locked.
Yeah.
And
That's
with
true.
how much they'd have to travel to get to Argus and then to Atlas, and this volume's only going to be like 1 or 2 days.
It's not
True.
going to happen, but it would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, they could turn up in Vacuo. Like maybe everyone's just like, okay, everybody group up at Vacuo. Atlas is doomed, but we can save Vacuo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It would be kind of cool though if they had like an endgame moment where it's like Ruby's against Salem. A Raven just shows up and is like on your left, portals everyone in.
Is it weird I fantasized about that scenario?
No, I
No.
have two. It's fine.
and then we get the big climactic reveal, the new model of the shopkeep.
Yay!
The
nice
cameo
to see-
everybody wanted. The character from the first few volumes everyone wanted back.
yeah.
Oh, hi, Glenda.
He's got his shop open again.
Yeah.
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 Great
Oh,
for him!
Yeah, good
Yeah.
for him, man.
hi,
And
Glenda.
also, some people have pointed out, there's that coffee that was made.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
an
It's on the
actual
shelves.
coffee. Yeah, it's on the shelves.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
That's funny. Also, hi, Glenda.
Oh yeah, hi Glenda.
She looks so much younger in this engine than she did. In
Yeah.
The previous one.
By the way, in all seriousness, no, we're actually happy to see Glenda again.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
oh,
we
yeah,
are.
for
Like,
sure.
Don't get me wrong. I love
Um,
Glinda.
Yeah, for sure. I just wanted to joke about that.
Yeah. I guess fighting Grim for like the past 6 months straight has really like de-aged her. You know, been a great stress reliever.
She's aging backwards.
She's aging backwards.
Oh, it's like Grim from Splinter
yeah.
Cell.
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways, yeah, it's nice to see her again. She doesn't speak, but maybe if we see her again,
Do you think that means we're getting a new voice actress for Glinda?
Yes.
probably.
We're also gonna need new voice actors for both Port and Oobleck.
Yeah. I wasn't going to. I wasn't going to bring that up, but yeah. Oof.
There's actually something I want out of RWBY where that is going to have to be a thing.
Hmm.
Also, I'm just throw this out there. To get a new voice actor for Port, I just say get Jack Patillo. Old school Achievement Hunter fans know why.
Also, remember how in the first episode we brought up the thing about that poster that was in the background?
It's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still there. So that makes me wonder, is it going to become relevant later in the volume?
Maybe. I doubt it, but maybe.
Because it's like quite prominent in the background where Ruby's speaking. So it's like it wants us to pay attention to the poster.
Meanwhile, Harriet doesn't want anyone paying attention to the message because she turns it off.
Yeah.
And also you can see that Marrow is smiling.
Yep.
And then he's disappointed when it's turned off. Because...
Redemption arc.
Yeah, or maybe
Yeah.
he's like, oh, but she was cute though. Also, Elm like eyes him up, like, what are you doing, Marrow?
Yeah. The guy actually kind of looks like she's even thinking like, am I on the right
You're
side
sus.
here? Anyways, hi Watts. Why are you back out of prison?
Because I
want to say that scene from episode 4 was like maybe it takes place after this. Maybe because he's just back
Maybe.
out. Okay, because he's just back out of prison. Okay.
But we didn't see him with the phone in episode 4, though.
maybe it was in his pocket.
Yeah. Anyways, Watts pulls a Beast Wars and just takes one chip out of Penny's swords and puts another chip in, and
Oh, there we go.
that leads to that. And it turns out Tyrion is watching this. Is watching this too. That's not concerning at all.
Salem
Yes,
pets him
heck,
like a dog.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that. Because I saw a couple reviews and speculation that maybe because Salem pets him near the same way she pets the Hound.
You know, I never would have pegged Tyrion for a submissive.
Well,
Only for Salem.
only for Salem.
That's true, yeah. Like, let's be real. Like, all of you out there, you would totally be a submissive for your waifu.
Yeah.
Do you think Tyrion and the Hound like fight each other because they're jealous of who gets the most attention from Salem?
Oh, that's something
Well-
I want now.
Well, what I
The
was
only member of Salem's team that Tyrion hates more than Cinder is the Hound, just because it gets more attention than he does.
No,
Well-
imagine if like he walks up to the Hounds, just like, you stay away from our goddess. She's mine.
Just starts hissing at him.
what I was going to bring up is people were speculating that maybe Tyrion is the Hound.
Well, that's not the case.
I mean, it would be a cool power-up
it's-
for him.
Yeah, but where are people getting that? Like, okay, spoiler alert for the next episode, duh, but we see them in the same scene together.
Okay, well, obviously that speculation was before that episode came out, but
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. I'm only hearing this after.
I think maybe
but-
the reason behind it is because people think that the Hound is kind of like Venom.
yeah,
So it's like, maybe it's not that someone's trapped inside of it, someone's like wearing it as like a suit to power themselves up.
I mean,
and, like-
he does also have a similar voice.
Yeah.
that's true.
Like, I am the Hound, and you are mine.
Anyway, we cut to Nora.
I'll
She's
get you
bandaged
next
up
time,
and scarred.
Gadget.
Shout out to Weiss for holding Nora's hand while she's resting. And then this shot is freaking hilarious.
Can we talk about how adorable this is? Like,
Yeah.
Weiss turning to them and smiling, Ruby just resting her head on Blake's shoulder with that face. as they're watching the
Completely in
message,
awe.
And the smile Blake has.
Yeah. Also, can we talk about? Apparently, Blake is really freaking tall.
Yeah, she is. Like, I mean, she's the second tallest of the Ruby girls.
I know this, but I know that, but it's really noticeable here.
It's also really noticeable in the intro,
Yeah.
especially considering like Blake is the tallest of that group, so it just looks like that team is Blake and her short friends.
Anyways, I really don't know what Ironwood's thinking here. It's like, hey, I have this chip that's red and has the first letter of my name on it. Can I put this in her sword? And Ironwood's
Yes,
like,
what? You go ahead. You are my most trustworthy ally.
yeah. Oh, there go my dogs.
See, they're mad at Ironwood too.
Yeah. And why they're so mad is because this chip apparently can just hack Penny.
Ironwood, why?
Like we knew Penny was gonna get hacked, but Ironwood, why?
It's not fun to see, okay?
No, it's not.
And just before the message cuts off, we get one last cameo. We're
The
back
most
in
depressing one, honestly.
yeah, we're back in Patch, and we see Ty and Zwei.
Yeah, but we see Ty as the message cuts off, and he doesn't like that and begs for Ruby to come back because this is the first time he's seen her in how long?
Like
Yeah.
2 years, canonically, I think.
Yeah, so that's rough.
I also
Yeah.
think this deconfirms the theory that Raven was now living with Ty.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, where's Raven?
Although I saw a fan comic of this scene after the message cuts off and Ty's all depressed. Raven comes through the door like, okay, so I got the ice cream, the Doritos. Did I miss anything important?
I got back from the shop. What happened?
I
you
wasn't
know.
able to get any elbow grease or headlight fluid though.
I kind of want that to
with a
happen.
stupid flag, though. If anyone doesn't get that reference, shame on you.
Fortunately, Ty may not have Raven, but he has Zwei.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's a
Why is
good
it-
boy.
Zwei's a good boy.
Yeah, he even like puts his head on Tai Yang's like knee afterwards and like cuddles up to him. That was really cute.
Yeah. And now we're back to more depression. Yay.
Because the hack is making Penny say that she has to go, but she's still trying to fight it, and even calls out to Pietro 'cause she has no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
Right in the feels.
More really good voice acting as well, because you can
Yeah.
really tell the struggle
Yeah.
that Penny's going through with this.
And then Penny just shuts down. And she falls back to Earth in a fiery ball of fire.
Very pool of fire.
I don't know where I was going with that, but
A fiery flame ball of fire flames.
yeah.
Just embering in the sky.
Of
And of course, the last word she gets to say is "I love you" as well.
course. You know,
Oh.
just in case we weren't depressed enough as is. And they just, I guess, Pietro and Maria just assume that she's dead.
And they're now stuck on Atlas as it begins, not on Atlas, is on Amity as it begins to crash into the ground as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we cut back to Ironwood, and he finally grows some brain cells, realizing, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
By the way, as what says his line, what did the caption say for you?
Yeah, okay. I was about to. Yeah, it says exactly what she asked. That's a typo. He clearly says what you asked. I don't know why the captions say that, but okay. It kind of reminds me of the first episode. When the captions, when Oz says heads up, they just label him as man.
Well, I mean, this isn't as bad as a thing in the most recent Death Battle.
Okay, sure.
Because no, because captions can be fixed, but a spelling error in the video itself, that's going to take a lot more
Oh,
work.
okay. I need to go back and see that.
No, in one of the black text boxes in the post analysis, they spell attack with one T.
Oops.
Hmm.
Anyways, yeah. Watts says that Penny's systems are probably rebooting. And it's like, well, I guess Pietro isn't the genius you thought. And Iron was just like, I've had enough of you, and just chucks his scroll at him.
Which is such a childish thing to do for Ironwood's character.
Yeah.
Like he's fallen from grace so much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's going to get worse for him.
I know, and I don't want to see it, because I really liked Ironwood in Volume 7, and now he's just degraded into this.
Anyways, Ironwood sends Winter and the Aesops after Penny. Winter rocking that new look. Yeah, Winter rocking that new armor.
New haircut too, love it.
Yep. I like the look on Watts' face. Like, yeah, I did that.
And as everyone turns their back to Watts' bad idea, he quickly puts the toolkit in his pocket and grabs Ironwood's broken scroll.
Yeah, it's not like he's going to be able to use that to do anything.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Oh yeah, it's going to work out fine.
Gonna work out fine. I'm gonna have to go back to what I was talking about with chapter 4. Harriet's a dum-dum. Here's the thing. Watts is getting sent to prison. You didn't think, maybe I should... And he was just in front of... Yeah, and he was just in front of a bunch of technology. You think maybe I should, I don't know, pat him down, see
Maybe
if he's
just
got
don't
anything?
turn your back to him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's also true, but even then, like, I don't know. You should have at least checked him, see if he had anything. Like, I don't know. He's sneaky. He clearly.
Yeah.
As I've said before, Harriet is them hips, not them brains.
Yeah. They're just gonna chuck him back into the cell with a broken scroll and a toolbox. Like, good job, Harriet. You goofed up. And then the episode ends with the crack in the ice opening up to reveal it's a giant grim river.
Who wants to go skinny dipping?
No.
Absolutely not. A piece of land falls into the river and it just disintegrates. Okay.
Yeah, I ain't sticking any part of me in there.
Yeah.
You could get cool Salem powers, though.
Sam only got those powers because she was immortal.
True, yeah.
Like, yeah, you probably get cool grim powers if you were immortal.
Firsthand.
And the river's heading straight for the kingdom. Yay, that's great. As if Atlas wasn't doomed enough as is.
Oh yeah, now it's got a river of like pure liquefied grim coming towards it.
Yeah.
I don't think the crater's gonna be very safe now.
No, absolutely not.
Nowhere is safe right now.
Except the whale, ironically enough.
And that's the episode. Very, very good stuff.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely enjoyed this episode. Yeah, I don't really have much.
Good character moments.
Yeah. And dread for everybody.
So much depression.
So much.
Every single one of these episodes ends with that moment of, oh crap, something bad's going to happen.
And things just get worse and worse and worse for the heroes.
Well, at least they got something done right. They got the message out, albeit for a little bit. So it's something.
Also, by the way, I just checked the store. Yeah, Yang's jacket is still sold out.
Okay.
Store her socks. Oh yeah, you guys didn't know that they sell Yang's socks in the store?
Nope.
I did not.
Well, yeah.
Cool, I guess. Let's move on to chapter 6. Chapter 6 is called Midnight, and holy crap, this one is loaded.
Because what's something we've been asking for a long time?
Team Start flashback.
No, I want a Team Star prequel series. Screw that noise.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. No, it's Cinder backstory.
Yay!
After how long? We finally have Cinder's backstory.
To be fair though, with everything that's going on, I think it actually works really well here.
I think it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, a little...
I try and picture this in the previous volumes, and it wouldn't work as well.
Yeah.
The only
Also,
place
little,
I think it could have worked was Volume 6.
Yeah. Yeah. We had like a bit of extra moment with Cinder and Neo. Yeah.
I mean, I guess, but even then, I think it does work better, like, in this setting.
Yeah, I agree so too. I just think that they could have done it in 6 if they really wanted to. But aside from that, I think this fits really well.
Also, a little Easter egg. When Cinder gets thrown into a tree,
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
we pan out to the roof, and there's a giant rooster.
And it's the exact Rooster Teeth rooster.
That's cool, I suppose.
That's a nice touch.
The Rooster Teeth Orphanage.
Yeah.
Oh, and I saw someone point this out. We see the rooster as it's looking over Cinder, getting beaten up. Or, she's getting her teeth smacked in. Eh?
Oh.
Eh?
I got it. I got it.
I got it.
I was trying to see how much I could keep going with that.
Anyway, basically, Cinder grew up in an orphanage. And
She was bullied a lot.
yeah, she was. She beats up a dude. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, but then a bigger dude throws her off of him.
Yeah. And then just some random woman shows up and is like, I want you. And it's like, oh, all right. So that's where Cinder's going. Okay. Maybe this will turn out to be a better life for her. She finally has a home. She has people to look after her. No.
That home, by the way, is a huge honking building because it's a massive and very fancy hotel.
Yeah. It's like, oh, hey, maybe Cinder will get some, a nice place to live.
Smash cut!
Yeah, it turns out this woman that picked her up is just as bad as the people at the orphanage.
Worse?
Oh no, even
Or
worse.
worse. Yeah, it's worse.
Also, I didn't notice this when I first watched the episode, but on the counter, there's a sign saying that they don't serve fawness.
Oh, God.
Oh, gosh dang
So
it.
all I gotta say to this woman is,
Is it really?
fuck you, and spoiler alert, but I'm glad you're dead.
As
Yeah,
if the
hold-
child abuser couldn't get any worse. Add racism into the mix.
Hold on, I need to see this.
It's easier to spot in laser scenes. But
Okay.
it is
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so screw you, you pompous rich bitch.
Yeah.
Who's now...
Yeah, Cinder is given a lot of things to do because this woman is terrible. And the two
And she
girls
also
behind-
has, stepsisters.
yeah, and they're probably even worse. Because not only do they agree with everything that this woman is saying, but they also laugh at Cinder. That's just great.
Yeah. And bully her even more for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't like these people.
I don't either.
No.
And all Cinder wants right now is food. Because, she's freaking starving.
Yeah.
And then what does this woman do? She just picks up one roll of bread, throws it on the floor, and is like, hurry up and get to work. That floor is filthy.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's a floor that's dirty, by the way. Just in case it wasn't bad enough. So, yeah, Cinder's basically put to work.
And then we get a really depressing song.
Yeah, I don't know if it's this song or a later song, but someone pointed out that one of them is one of Casey's songs from her band.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know which one it is because I don't listen to them, but yeah, I also Cinder tries to pick up one of the cherries off that cake, and then
It's a strawberry.
oh, it's a strawberry. Yeah, it is. Sorry.
But before we get that, I gotta make a little shout out to this scene when this guy opens the door to his room and there's Cinder, just bringing him food with a smile on her face. That's good customer service there. He doesn't even thank her. Now, as someone who did work in retail, all I gotta say is, screw you, dude! Choke on dick!
Yeah, as someone that still works in real retail, yeah, fuck him.
I don't even work in that. I don't work in that sort of position, but yeah, screw this guy.
You work in a restaurant, don't you?
Yes. I don't work.
There you go then.
I'm not
similar.
I'm not in that position though.
What do you do in a restaurant?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Anyways, while Cinder's on the job, she's just eating some. I assume that's her. Like, I assume that's her food, but it'd be hilarious if it was someone else's.
What, you mean like it's someone's scraps?
Oh, that might be it too. Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
And also just, man, like if anything in this episode, I really feel for Cinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I never thought they'd ever manage to make me feel. Pity for Cinder.
Also, I'm actively rooting for her to kill people.
I mean, like, this, as far as this...
all this abuse happening, and they're just ignoring it.
Yeah. As far as, like, this overall backstory is concerned, though, I mean, it is pretty much Cinderella, like, not much in the way of differences there.
Yeah.
I mean, the main difference is that she becomes a serial killer, but still,
I think Cinderella did actually kill her two sisters in one of the versions of the fairy tale.
Wasn't that in, like, the original book?
Yeah, in the original, I think she hung them and let, like, crows eat their bodies or something like that.
Jeez. Okay.
So if you think about it, Cinder was a lot kinder in this than Cinderella was.
If I could just quote Bernadette from Big Bang Theory, I like bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Yeah, that version's a lot more wholesome than this.
Yeah, a little bit.
You know who's not being nicer though? These stepsisters. These freaking douchebags just like tracking mud everywhere. On purpose, might I add. I really hate these two.
How does their mother not yell at them for tracking mud everywhere? Oh,
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
right. So they can abuse Cinder. Never mind.
Yeah, because that's so hypocritical. Like, Cinder
I mean, yeah, she gets angry because she just freaking cleaned it.
Yeah, and then they walk in completely filthy, ruining their clothes too, so that's more washing to do. And then just snap all over, like, their mom's hotel floor. Like, I'd be more angry at the two girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, oh, wait. They're actively abusing Cinder, so they get away with it.
I guess. Speaking of abusing Cinder, though, that freaking necklace. Okay.
Oh, God.
She's just constantly getting electrocuted.
Sorry, I just noticed something. Like, I gotta take a screenshot and I'm sending this to you guys.
Oh, there's that sign. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh.
No, I know it's something like it's not far from the sign, but
No, I know, but we mentioned the sign earlier, and I'm noticing it now.
hang on,
Also-
I'm putting it in the Hangouts chat.
Oh, I'll just check it in a sec. But I'm confused. I thought Cinder's semblance was glass manipulation, wasn't it?
Yeah, but she can also like heat things up.
Okay, I thought that was because of her maiden powers, not like she can just.
Also, to make glass, you need heat.
But that makes sense, yeah. That she can just heat things up.
Yeah.
Let me know when you guys see the picture.
Hangouts is just loading
looking
now.
Is it the captions like?
No, it's not the
or-
captions, but like, look at the dude in the very center. The dude in the very center.
He is so bored.
He's
Wow.
Also, is the woman at the very end smiling while she's watching all that happen?
I don't know. It's too far away.
Yeah, I can't really tell. I'm too distracted by that guy's face.
Duh, am I gonna get served at the counter?
Duh, I lost my room key again.
I know this is like the 5th time, but I need a new one.
I'm trying to make jokes and point things out that laugh because
During
this
child
seems
abuse.
quite horrifying.
It really is.
During child abuse. Yay.
Also, can I just say, we interrupt this episode of RWBY to bring you the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, only this time, Broly isn't a dude in his 40s with a shot collar around his neck.
Oh,
He's
wow.
now a 10-year-old girl with a necklace wrapped around her neck, and she's being electrocuted by her mother as her stepsisters laugh.
I think the worst thing is, she probably gets complimented on the necklace as well, like when people see her.
Oh god, yeah!
It's like, oh, you've got such a pretty necklace, but it's like actually electrocuting her whenever she does the slightest thing wrong.
Yeah.
That must be awful.
Can we bring Broly into the RWBY universe just to have her, like, have him destroy this place?
Yeah, I think Cinder does that pretty well on her own later.
Okay, you
Yeah,
know
but-
what? Fair enough.
Yeah, so Cinder does bring up that without you I am nothing line, so I guess that's where that came from. Okay. And then Cinder tries sneaking out with a sword. That sword belongs to a man who, funnily enough, is named Rhodes.
Oh, by the way, I noticed something hilarious about this guy.
What's that?
Okay, so he's got like a ridiculous amount of weapons. Like he's got those maces, which are also guns, and he's got the two swords. His semblance is armor, which is also gray, and his name is Rhodes.
Yeah,
A guy named Rhodes. Armor,
Oh.
a lot of weapons.
this dude is War Machine.
Yep. I love that. Like, that's great.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Also, if you technically think about it, huntsmen are kind of soldiers.
That's true.
And superheroes.
That's also true.
Oh, dude. Are we gonna see more like one-off characters that are just based off of the Avengers? I want that. Where's the Captain America guy? Or can we have like a billionaire somewhere?
That's that's Emerald backstory.
This is getting me thinking. Well, we already have Nora, who's 4.
yeah.
Hazel's
Um,
sisters essentially.
Well, to be fair, Nora's based on Norse mythology Thor, not
Oh, right, yeah, true.
Marvel Comics Thor.
Okay, then she needs to find a hammer where only someone worthy can lift it.
Yeah.
And then Blake lifts it.
Ozpin gives her a magic hammer.
Yeah. By the way, my first reaction when I heard that Cinder was 10, I was just like, What? She's only 10? She does not look like a natural 10-year-old. I'm just saying.
It looks like she's 13.
Yeah.
Dude, it's anime.
I mean, that's also true, but still. Anyways, War Machine is training. I'm just gonna call this guy War Machine.
I noticed that as I was recording my reaction. And I've not seen a single person comment on that. So, I'm the first person who noticed it. Just saying.
He's training Cinder for the Huntsman exams. As you can tell,
it's weird that this guy just doesn't like take Cinder with him or something.
Well, he's a huntsman. He is a professional huntsman. He's got to go do grim hunting stuff. Sending a 13-year-old child who's not even trained for the huntsman exams out into the wild like that might be a bit too much for her.
I know, but like, surely something.
Yeah, I also think I know what Aidan's like trying to get at, and I even saw a fan comic on this by AG, the person who did my profile pic, by the way.
Oh wow.
It's
Can you link that?
I'll have to go back to Twitter and find it, but yeah, I'll be sure to do that. It's Cinder's talking about how she's like being abused by her family and she's starving and she needs help. And War Machine here is just thinking to himself, option A, I call some kind of child services, possibly get her taken away from here, maybe even worse comes to worse, adopt her as my own kid, give her like an actual home and an education. Option B, teach her how to use said murder weapon and leave her alone for a crap ton of time.
Yeah, in the abusive household with the people she wants to kill.
Yeah.
And then, spoiler alert, later on when he gets stabbed, he's like, yeah, I should have seen this coming.
Yeah. It's also like, even if he trained her how to fight, like, you need more than that to get through a huntsman academy. Like, you need to be intelligent as well, and she has no formal education.
That's true.
I think it would have made more sense if he was like a young
Yeah, but then again,
huntsman. Like, he was like just out the academy, so he couldn't really like afford.
yeah,
maybe.
You say that, like, the whole education thing. What was Blake's upbringing?
I mean, true, but like,
And she passed the exam with flying colors. That's Osborne's words, not mine.
yeah. But like, I suppose at the same time though, like, Blake's parents were like decently wealthy and like are pretty intelligent themselves and like raised her with love and care.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Cinder's basically been treated like a child slave. I don't really think in like her off hours she's getting like lessons on like maths and English and all that.
Probably not.
Seeing this guy, I almost like, I don't know, maybe when we have more on like the story, I'm actually considering like tackling this as a what if.
Oh, please do! I'd love to see
Like,
that.
what if Rhodes kept Cinder?
Or like, yeah, or like adopted him. Her, yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to see more Rhodes. Like, I find him quite interesting.
Yeah.
See, this is why we need a Team Stark prequel series, because then we can get more context on this guy. And
He's
not
like-
just him, but Sienna Khan, anyone?
He's like the tag-along fifth member.
Yeah.
That, like, isn't part of the team, but like he sticks with them.
Although, to be fair, like, the more we find out about him, the more it's just going to make his death tragic.
Yeah. See, my initial thought when I saw this guy and seeing like him training Cinder, I thought it was just gonna be like he goes out on a mission one day and doesn't come back.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Oh, no, I gotta say, I love Cinder's smile when he comes back.
Yeah. But no, he comes back to find like he gives Cinder a sword, which, by the way, that's where Cinder's love towards swords comes from, I suppose.
Yeah, and all the swords she makes out of glass is the exact same sort.
Yeah. And when he comes back finally, he comes back to the two stepsisters dead. Good riddance. and her choking out her adopted mother while being electrocuted.
All I gotta say is, fuck those stepsisters and fuck her mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like
Glad
that,
they're dead.
Jesus.
Glad they're all dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this isn't what Rhodes was training her for, so and he sees what Cinder's about to become, so they get into a fight.
I really like his expression before he attacks her, or like,
Yeah, he really does not want to do this.
See, now I'm torn with the what if idea. When does Rhodes take Cinder away? Is it when they first meet, or is it in this moment? And I don't know. He tries to do what he can to like turn Cinder back around.
maybe. I think in this moment he kind of thinks, I kind of created this monster. I've got to be the one that, arrests her. And I don't think he was ever trying to kill her. Like, he just wanted to knock her out.
Yeah.
Because he exclusively uses his mace. He doesn't try and, like, slash her with the sword or anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't he take a shot at her at one point?
Oh, yeah,
He
but she
does,
still
but-
has aura.
Yeah.
Oh god, and like the look on Cinder's face, like
I know.
she's got that really messed up smile after just choking out her stepmother, which by the way, badass moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just looks so hurt as well when he pulls out the weapons.
Oh boy. Like, I do not feel good about watching this.
No, neither do I. Also, notice how Cinderella loses her equivalent of Prince Charming at the stroke of midnight.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Because when she's choking out her mother, it's 5 minutes to midnight, and when the fight starts, like, you can hear the bells sounding for midnight.
Huh.
Jeez.
Yeah, and then the fight breaks out. It's a pretty sick fight.
I mean, it's a bit short, but it's
well,
still
yeah,
awesome.
but
Yeah.
but it's nice to see. It's nice to see all we can of this guy before he dies.
Mm-hmm.
But spoiler alert, yes, he dies.
I mean, I mentioned that earlier.
I know,
Yeah.
but just making sure. Anyways, both of their I mean, it makes sense for Cinder, but both of their auras go down real quick.
Yeah, especially for a trained huntsman as well.
Yeah.
Also, you guys notice, like, after he knocks out Cinder, it looks like he actually tries to, like, I don't know, just go to, like, pick her up and maybe take her somewhere to get help.
Yeah. Maybe that's what you could do for your what if scenario. Like, he knocks her out this time instead of just breaking her aura, and then just takes her.
Oh, man, like, I'm conflicted now with this. I've got so many ideas.
I really want to see that now.
Also,
Like a what if scenario.
No, this actually got me thinking, if Cinder, like, wasn't a villain, this means RWBY potentially might not go to Beacon.
Oh, yeah. Well, at least not for
At the
another 2
same
years.
time- yeah, like, not for another 2 years, because Cinder's the one who got Roman to do everything, and is the one who brought, like, Emerald and Mercury into the fold.
If you think about it, Mercury and Emerald would be dead if it wasn't for Cinder.
I mean,
maybe not Mercury.
Well, like, Mercury was kind of, like, bleeding out, and,
Oh, that's true.
like, the house fire, as, like, Cinder found him.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, yeah, well, Emerald was like a street thief. Like, I don't know, she could have got by somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, Cinder shanks this dude. And then, okay, I didn't think about this until just now, but Cinder just casually rips that necklace off. And I'm just thinking to myself, wait, she could have done that the whole time?
Well,
I
yeah,
mean-
but if she took off...
She probably got some kind of punishment if she tried.
I mean,
Like,
maybe.
for all we
but-
know, whatever happens after she rips it off could have been even worse.
I mean, maybe, but she still has firepower. Like, she has superpowers. Those three don't. So,
Yeah, but this is the point where she finally snaps.
Yeah.
that's true.
Because, like, the only reason she didn't, like, kill them before was because Rhodes was like, you know, you don't need to kill them. You're gonna regret it later on in life. I can help you find a better path. And then she agrees with him, and then she snaps. Which isn't her fault in the slightest, because I'm honestly surprised she managed to last like 5-6 years dealing with that.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't like real talk. Like putting myself in Cinder's shoes, I don't think I would have been able to do that.
No, neither would I.
No. No, definitely not.
Also, man, that scar on her neck,
Yeah.
which I have seen people point out, all of Cinder's outfits cover that spot.
Do they?
Probably just
Oh,
like
yeah.
traumatic memories or
Except for her like stealth outfit in Volume 2 when she hacks the tower and puts that virus up.
Does she have the scar?
No, she did not.
Okay.
Though to be fair, this scar doesn't look like as bad as the others, so it could
That's
have,
true. It might have
could have
just-
healed.
Yeah, it might have just been like a wound, 'cause, a very deep wound, but still, still a wound.
Plus, we don't know exactly how old Cinder is.
That's true.
yeah. Definitely like late 20s, early 30s, I'd say.
I'd say late 20s. Just
Man, I'm trying to think of stuff for the what if with this. Just Jesus.
well, I can derail that train of thought because the traumatic backstory flashback is over.
Now we gotta
Cin-
get back to the present.
Cinder wakes up inside Monstro. Emerald is taking her back.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, if you look at like Cinder's design now, she has her hair over the same eye that Rhodes always wore his hair over.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I just think that's a fun detail.
I mean, it's also the eye she was always covering.
Yeah,
like,
that's
even
true.
in Volume 1.
Yeah.
So, who knows? I mean, oh, and I think Lindsay pointed out on Twitter that she's known about this plotline in RWBY since the beginning.
Ah, well, there you go.
Really?
You know, just in case there's still people out there being like, this wasn't planned from the start. You guys are going against Monty's dream. Like, shut up, please.
Yeah.
Shut your
Dude,
flipping mouth.
Dude, the amount of people I see try and say that just because, like, Blake and Yang look at each other.
Yeah. Or because Adam's dead. Like, I truly started noticing it when Adam died.
That's when it got like more toxic, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you know what? I'm not even gonna get into that. It's
I went
not
back and
worth
I went back to the black trailer just to see what people would say. And yeah, people responded with that. And I was like, okay, you guys didn't see the writing on the wall? Okay, that's fine.
Also, you guys had Adam's character completely figured out from, like, what? This one trailer and, I don't know, a few lines of dialogue.
Yeah. Anyway, Cinder notes how like Emerald brought her back here. So I guess Cinder was like, "Wait, why did you bring me back here? I'm gonna get abused again." Okay. And then Mercury shows up.
My man Mercury.
I gotta say,
first-
like, I've only started really thinking about this now, just because I've, like, been looking more into the roles that Yuri Lowenthal has done. Like he's Yosuke in Persona 4.
Yep.
Spider-Man in the PS4 games. Like, freaking Neil in Camp Camp.
Huh.
And it's just so weird. Like, oh, and Ben 10.
And Sasuke.
And Sasuke, I was about to say.
Well, I mean, I was about to say, it's so weird hearing him, like, as an evil douche.
Yeah.
But it's just like, man, he sells that so well.
Yeah.
Like, dude's got range, and I love how smug he is when he's like, "Yeah, about that."
I
Salem
know,
has a
it's
plan for me."
amazing.
It's
Like,
great.
I
I don't
got
like
a
Mercury.
promotion.
Yuri, you got the chance to be such a smug arsehole, and you just went all in on it. I love you for that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like Mercury, but it's still nice to see Cinder get some humiliation.
Yeah, because now her lackey is like ranked the same as her.
Yeah. Um,
Though I wonder what Mercury's special mission or like special assignment's gonna be.
Maybe Salem just wants him to kick something.
Maybe. I do wonder
Um,
though, could magic be used to restore his semblance?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Maybe. I don't know if
Because that'd
I
be a
want
great
that, though,
way
'cause-
to get him on side.
I mean, it's true, but I mean, it's kind of interesting to have Mercury go as far as he has without a semblance.
Yeah, like just
So to just be like,
just for-
and now you have a semblance again. I don't know. I don't know if
yeah,
I
we
want
kind of
that.
take away from his character.
also for everyone watching, remember the Vital Festival tournament and the fact that Mercury got to the 1v1 rounds?
Yeah.
He did that with no semblance.
Yep.
In a tournament filled with trained huntsmen and huntresses.
He also fought against a maiden with no semblance.
Yeah.
That's true. He did. I mean, he didn't
I
do
mean-
particularly well, but.
Well, I mean, he did better than like Emerald.
They're better than
anyways.
most would do.
well, sure.
He took like a direct fire blast and dodged lightning without a semblance. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
True.
Like, say what you want about Mercury, but from what he's done... Oh, and he also kicked Ruby out of her semblance.
Mhm.
That's true.
Nearly
and-
beat Yang twice, and he technically beat Yang once.
Well, I would say they fight on par.
Yeah, they're about equal, I'd say.
Yeah.
Still.
So, say what you will about Mercury, but the dude's a badass, honestly.
Yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
I really like Mercury. I think he's a bit underrated, to be honest, in terms of villains.
I will
It
say,
kind of
I
annoys
just-
me that... Okay, there was a data mine for Cross Tag Battle, and people found the announcer listing a whole bunch of other RWBY characters.
Oh,
Mercury was
yeah.
not one of them.
He wasn't.
Yeah, they had a voice line for Emerald, but not Mercury.
God.
Yeah, that was weird.
What the hell?
Wasn't
Also,
Crow
the
skipped
fact none
out
of those
too?
characters got in.
Yeah, none of them got in.
Mercury would have such an easy moveset to make as well.
Yeah.
just kick.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure support on that game is over.
Yeah.
It's still a fun game though. I just
Oh,
wish there
for
were
sure,
more
but,
RWBY characters.
Still, I just kind of wish there was more. Granted, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because all the RWBY characters had to have their sprites made from scratch.
Yeah.
And those sprites are, holy crap. They're detailed and they're probably impossible to put together. I know someone who tried animating with them and refused to do it because they were just so complicated.
I mean, they are Arc System Works sprites, so
I know, but like still, yeah, I don't know. I don't like Mercury. I mean, I don't like him as a person. I think he's a fine enough villain, but it was nice to see him again and to hear him speak. Although I feel like that one's more on like just commenting Yuri Lowenthal than Mercury Black, but still, it was nice. And then we're back with Oscar. This kid just can't catch a break.
yeah. Although him and Oz have a plan.
Yeah.
Oh, but before we get to that, oh god, like
Look at
Oz actually
Oscar.
offers to like take control and get the shit beaten out of him just to give Oscar a break.
Yeah, he's like, dude, like, calm down. You don't need to take this anymore. Let me take over.
No. And Oscar's saying that he's willing to keep going through with it because he knows Hazel is holding back.
If Hazel's holding back, I don't want to see how he is when he's not. Because look at
Yeah.
poor Oscar. Like, What has this kid done to deserve this?
I don't know. I don't know
Literally
why.
Nothing.
Like, he was just a normal kid, and his life's been, like, railroaded so hard over the past 2 years.
Oh, guy.
Anyways, yeah, Oscar starts piecing together Salem's plan, kind of, like how they can like at least hold Salem back, because like she knows that like Salem's immortal, yes, but she's not unstoppable. If she was, then she wouldn't have needed to rely on however many people to do her dirty work for her. And Oscar's like, well, she also works by having people on the inside, so what if we did the same thing?
Yeah, what if we try turning her forces?
And I was like,
And then
huh.
Ozpin pulled... Oh, sorry.
Oz was like, huh, well, you guys, we do think alike.
And then Oscar looks sad.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when
What?
you're on the verge of
Death,
being
I
merged
guess.
with someone else.
Just have Oscar be the dominant personality, please.
Please, for the love of God.
Please. They're really building it up to not be the case, but please.
The kid's more than earned it at this point.
Yeah. Anyways, Hazel shows back up. You know, again, this kid just hasn't suffered enough, apparently.
I like his reaction as well. He's like, oh, great.
Yeah. Also, I have to give at least some respect to Hazel. I mean, he's abusing a child. That's not cool, but he even does mention like, "Hey, I can stop. Just tell me what I need to know." And
I think by stop, Hazel means kill him, but...
No, I don't think Hazel would want to do that.
no,
Well, no, he wanted to kill Oscar back in Haven because because Ozpin was inside of him.
I mean, that's when Ozpin was in control.
and when Hazel was hulked out.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's true.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Ozpin, he takes over.
Yeah, first time in a while, actually.
And right in front of Hazel.
Yeah, that was a good idea.
Oh, God.
Hazel's not holding back anymore.
Nope.
I find it ironic as well that Hazel calls Ozpin a coward.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because of all the time right, from his perspective, Ozpin has just been letting Oscar take everything
Yeah. Like,
and like feel
Oh.
every punch, every kick.
yeah. Although, what I find interesting is they're making such a big deal about that, but Oscar will still feel that pain.
Yeah, it's still
yeah.
his body.
Like they make such a big deal about, hey, Oz can take over and Oscar won't have to get hurt. While when Oscar goes back to being the dominant personality, he's gonna feel all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Like, is it weird this just made me remember a joke from Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged?
Oh, I know the joke you're going on about.
Yeah, it's like, Yugi, can we switch? I need to use the bathroom. Nice try, Farrell. You're just gonna switch, give yourself a wedgie, and then switch back.
Oh, I was thinking of the one where it's like he's dueling Merrick, and he's like, Yugi's pain is my pain.
Oh, God, that...
I thought that was the one you're making reference to.
Oh. You know what? It works. It works.
Both of them work.
Anyways, Hazel, like, okay, Oz is trying to convince Hazel, like, we can stop her. We can beat her. Why are you working with her? And
And
Hazel's
then
like,
Hazel reveals he's a big coward.
yeah, Hazel's like, no, she can't. She can't be stopped. And then he just breaks off one of the,
I don't know, maybe his philosophy is, come beat him, join him.
yeah,
Oh yeah, but like, instead of like punishing the people actually responsible for killing his sister, he's like, oh yeah, fuck her head teacher, and I'm not gonna kill him.
Huh.
Like that would be the equivalent of like if a police officer dies, it's like don't blame the criminals, blame the chief of police for sending him out in the streets. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it doesn't make much sense.
Yeah.
And then he just breaks off one of the spikes. Like, dude, what the heck? Anyways, Oz is really trying to convince Hazel, like, she can be stopped. We've done it before, kind of.
I do like how there's even like little glimpses of like, you know, maybe if you keep at it, Hazel could turn.
Yeah.
Also, Oscar, Oz, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Start with the green-haired girl. I think she's more likely.
Probably.
And you know, if you just persuade Neo enough, she might just turn good out of spite.
Maybe.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Anyways, during all of that, Salem shows up. That was well timed.
I also like that we now know that Salem's not told anyone what happens when the relics get summoned together.
Yeah.
Because like when
Well,
Oz
yeah,
brought
'cause
it
imagine
up, Hazel was like, "Wait, what the fuck does happen when they get gathered together?" Because he doesn't know. So I don't think anyone knows, except for maybe Tyrion.
Well, even if Tyrion found out, I don't think he'd care.
Yeah, he'd just be like, "All for the grace of my goddess."
Yeah. But I mean,
Anyway.
like, even if he, like,
Oh, speaking of Tyrion, I like how he even gets like petted behind the ear. Like, just even more like he's a dog. Just proving my point more and more about Tyrion being a submissive.
yeah. So I guess they didn't assume, because when we talked about this before, we kind of assumed that they thought that that Watts was dead. But I guess not.
No, he established communications between them.
Yeah, but like before that, we assumed that they just thought he died, but I guess Salem was just like, he's no longer useful, so fuck him.
Yeah.
Or like,
It's also at this point when I paused just at the right time to notice an animation error.
oh, what's that?
As Cinder, not Cinder, Salem is petting Tyrion. Her arm clips behind her cape.
Oh,
Oops.
You have to go back further. Oh yeah.
Whoops.
Hmm.
Um.
I wouldn't have
also like
noticed
how-
that.
I also
like-
like how Tyrion's tail is like slightly wagging as Salem's like scratching him behind the ear.
Wait, is it?
Oh, it's like moving side to side, but
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh god, this is just making me want like a scene between like, I don't know, Hazel and Tyrion at some point, and they're just like, "Oh hey Hazel, oh look, it's Tyrion. You want a biscuit? You want a biscuit, boy? Do you think I'm a dog? Have a biscuit." I want someone to throw a dog treat at Tyrion now.
that's what Crow does before he kills him.
Yeah.
Did you just throw a mother?
Stab.
Anyways, so Salem's like, oh, I guess Watts is useful after all. But hey, Cinder, you're not, kind of.
Yes.
And then she gets tortured from the arm. And we get treated to another flashback of her being electrocuted via that necklace.
Yeah. Although this is where Salem's a bit more, I don't want to say forgiving, but,
No, this is without a doubt manipulation.
oh, for sure, but, like, she realizes, she's like, I guess it was my fault that, you went out on your own and against my orders and failed.
It's my fault for, trusting you.
So yeah, and so this gives Salem finally gives Cinder her chance to go after the Winter Maiden powers. And hey, there's the Hound. It's freaking everybody out.
Because it's having a sniff at everybody.
Yeah. And also, yes, the two being separate. Like I mentioned before, the two being separate. Yes, the Tyrion is not the Hound. Rip that theory that lasted one episode.
It would have been cool.
It would have been
What was
cool,
that?
but eh.
Let's
I like
talk
the summer
about
idea
in one
better,
scene.
honestly.
Mercury's in front of Salem's throne while Emerald and Nia are off to the side. So yeah, he's absolutely got a promotion.
Yep. Good
All
for
those
him. I
extra training hours really paid off.
Good for him, I suppose. Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah, good for him.
You go, Ma, I made it. I'm a working man.
And then I assume this is still Oz. I don't know if this is Oz or Oscar, but
It could be either or.
it could be either or. It's like, hey, no, stop that. And then Hazel's like, shut up, kid, and just slams into the ground. Once again, wow, really, really doesn't, really hasn't been through enough, has he?
Yeah, just, make him suffer more for some reason.
Yeah,
Does someone on the writing team just hate Oscar?
I guess. This kid's had so much crap happen to him since day one. It's nuts. Yeah. Then we cut to Winter and the Aesops. All the Aesops are talking about, like, man, I don't like technology. They pretty much start bad mouthing Penny, and Winter's like, hey, shut up back there. I do like the idea that Winter's pretty much taken over leading the Aesops.
Yeah.
I like that idea. That's a neat idea.
I'm pretty sure she was ranked like above all of them anyway.
Well,
I think
yeah.
so.
But,
Aside from maybe Clover, it was like her equal. Oh,
Well-
really?
still, it's neat. Anyways, Meryl gets a transmission and plays it through the ship's radio, I suppose. And it's Jean.
Yep, because he's reporting a large, massive Grim that's heading towards Mantle.
Yeah. So the Aesops plus Winter are the ones to go and find them, and I like Yang's response, like, "Oh, it's you."
I love her face. But she's just so fed up with them.
Yeah. And then Harriet, once again, not really of the brains, are you?
What did I tell you? She's them hips.
All the thighs.
Hips.
Thighs and hips, yeah.
Okay, so she's she's asking where's Penny, and it's like, oh, there are people in danger because you kids are selfish and blah blah blah. Like, I don't think they would have called anybody to help out with a Grim invasion if they were selfish.
Says the person who's following the orders of a guy who wants to just basically abandon the rest of the world just to save a select group of people.
Yeah.
Like, guy who wants to save a select group of people, kids who want to save as many people as possible. I wonder which one is more selfish.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Anyways,
Such a hard decision.
yeah.
See me by the camera.
Anyways, the Grim River erupts, and now Grim are everywhere. Yay.
Specifically in Atlas.
Yeah. I like Ironwood's response, like, "Oh shoot, that's not good."
An Atlas technology proves to be useless once again.
Yep.
Yeah, because down through the shields.
Not even
That-
that, but just like the ship only manages to shoot one Grim.
Yeah, those lasers are tiny compared to like on a giant ship. So yeah, lots of things are about to go down. It's nuts. And Monstro finally gets involved. Just
By literally
slams
just parking.
yeah, just slams himself down on top of Atlas, like, and go.
Also, I didn't know that Atlas had grassland, so
I didn't either. That's neat, I suppose.
They never
maybe-
show it.
you know what? That's also a thing. But maybe Ironwood's plan was also they would start farming when they were in the atmosphere. Like
He
Yeah.
just forces all the Atlas elites to quit their jobs and become farmers.
throw some corn over there, some wheat over there. Like,
You can either lose your title or lose your lives. Pick one.
I'll be the simple chicken farmer. Simple Jeff.
And that's the episode. Holy
No, I
crap!
want to
That's
point out something that people have pointed out on Twitter.
Mhm.
So, Monstro vomits a whole lot of Grim goo to, spawn more Grim.
first off gross.
Look, look at the Grim that's amongst those.
Oh, I didn't see that. I'm just getting to that now.
Hold on. Oh, is it the?
Oh.
I see the wing grim from volume 6.
Look off to the right.
Off to the right.
Hold on, I need to keep repeating this because this goes by way too fast. Oh shoot! It's the apathy.
Oh no.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's really bad. I mean, the good news is there's only one, and they work like more effectively when there's more of them.
Dude, you better believe they're gonna be spawning more.
Oh, they will, but like at least for now, there's only one.
Oh no. That's just great. That's great.
As
and
if
the
it couldn't get any more worse. Apathy
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, okay. Holy crap. That's all I can really say.
Yeah,
Some episode.
We're in for quite the doozy going forward.
I don't even know what to say. I think is gonna happen.
I don't either. Well, I can say one thing, and I've been saying this since the start. Atlas is doomed.
Yeah.
Just straight up, like there's no hope for Atlas anymore.
I mean, best thing I guess we can hope for is like Yang, Jean, and Ren get on the ship with Winter and the Aesops to go and help Atlas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I think everyone will probably meet back up soon.
Yeah.
Please.
Although,
Also,
knowing
everyone
the
get out of
Aesops-
Schnee Manor.
Mhm.
Yeah. Although knowing the Aesops, they might still try to prioritize Penny. Just like, screw
You know what?
Atlas.
I will laugh and praise Cinder. I mean, not Cinder. Winter for like so much. If she just yeets the Aesops out of the plane and gets everyone on board and takes off, and just like leaves the Aesops like out
Yeah.
there.
Everyone except for Marrow, yeah.
Oh yeah, except Marrow. He's a good boy. Like this is Marrow's chance to turn. He just uses stay on like the rest of the
I would
Aesops.
find it.
Winter
I find it so
eats them
funny.
out.
Yeah.
And then they
I find
leave.
it. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm basically done.
No, I was gonna say, could you imagine if Marrow tried using stay on the Grim Geyser?
Too late now. It was far too late now.
Yeah.
So yeah. Next episode's gonna be quite the doozy of events. Gonna be real. And then it's that, and a 2-month break.
Yep, and also the next episode is episode 99.
This is true.
The first episode we get in 2021 will be episode 100 of
The
RWBY.
big 100.
Big 100. I wouldn't keep our expectations incredibly high for that to be like a big special 100 episode.
Nah,
They
'cause I
might,
don't think they're gonna treat it like that.
yeah, they might celebrate like, on like other media, like I don't know, they'll make a big video about it or something.
Or maybe we'll get like some special art in like the credit scene of the episode or something.
Maybe. But as far as the actual episode goes, I don't think it's going to be anything like big. I mean, but like
Yeah.
the events might be big, but it might just be a standard episode.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't think that they're gonna like do anything unique for it being 100.
Yeah. Because there's still, you know, a story to tell, and things are
Yeah.
getting pretty serious right now.
Pray for your favorite character.
Really.
I mean, I know Team RWBY are pretty much safe, but I'm still praying for Blake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, so we really need to get Crow and Robin out of prison like yesterday.
Yeah.
Our best help is behind bars. That's great. That's just great, everybody. To be fair, I don't like. If I'm being actually real, I don't think just two trained huntsmen are gonna affect things that much. But A, I still have my bias towards Crow, and B, like it's still some help.
Do you think we'll get a Crow and Robin versus Cinder fight next episode?
Next
Cinder's
episode,
go-
definitely
Cinder's-
not.
Cinder's going after Watts to bring him back
Oh,
to
that's
Salem.
right.
And he's in prison with Crow and Robin.
Maybe. I imagine Watts will probably
I mean-
break himself out. He's still got that
I mean-
toolbox after all.
I mean, Robin could sass her a whole bunch to aggravate her to just, you know, burn down the cell block,
Yeah.
and then that breaks her and Crow out.
Yeah, but that's still... It's still them against a maiden, and I don't know about that. Plus, I mean, like, yeah, Watts doesn't naturally fight, but he can fight.
Best
So
I
they
can
have-
think of in that scenario, you use Jock as a human shield.
That's true.
I mean, he could have a really gruesome death scene being mauled by Grimm as they invade the cells.
Oh god.
That'd be something. I don't know if I want it, but it'd be something.
Watch him try and weasel his way into Cinder. Like, just try and get her to, like, take him with her and he'll help sail him out.
Dude, if he tried that,
Oh.
Cinder would, like, incinerate him.
I would welcome that.
So would I.
I would too,
I'd like
but-
Cinder a lot more.
Still, yeah. But yeah, pray for your favorite character. Particularly pray for Ren and Nora still. Nora especially because she's still out cold. That's not good.
But can I express like a slight annoyance I've had, but also it's kind of led into something I'm hopeful on.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Alright, so the past couple volumes, I'll admit I thought like, okay, maybe this would be a decent time for Blake and Yang to do the thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
And leading up to this volume, I thought, yeah, okay, with everything going on, like this volume, probably not the time. But with what's been going on and some people speculating on stuff, I'm just like, God damn it, why do you make me want it?
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of building up to something happening between the two of them this volume. Because there's been a lot of moments of them like thinking about each other, worrying about how they're doing and all that, so
Yeah.
maybe
I mean, Erin said that she had to record a lot of screaming. What if it's screaming because, I don't know, Yang's in danger or something?
possibly.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, watch. Like, Yang's getting ambushed by, let's say, Apathy, but then she's not fighting back. Blake just goes nuts and goes, like, feral and just slaughters a bunch of them. And they even try screaming at her, but she just powers through it.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That would make me happy in so many ways. But also, out my heart.
Yeah. Yeah. This is gonna be. It's gonna be rough this weekend.
I mean, but also my final thoughts on that, just like, I mean, if it happens this volume or not, I trust the writers, like, whatever their plan is with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they're handling it, like, the same way they've done it, like, up to this point, then I have no doubt that it'll turn out well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
I just request let Blake be the one to initiate.
I thought you were gonna say I'm gonna request for Blake to be on top or something like that.
I mean, yes, but now here's the thing: they've also got all that yin yang symbolism. They switch.
True.
Okay.
And on that note,
Yeah, I think we're done. I don't really have more to add to this. So yeah.
Here's another thing. In the DC comics, Weiss and Willow have a slight fight.
oh, I remember reading that.
Yeah, Willow can summon. So where she joins in and actually helps fight Grim off.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
That would be
that's
cool.
right. 'Cause I think Winter mentioned something about that as well.
Oh, dude! No, the plane gets there. We get Weiss, Winter, and Willow teaming up, like summoning everything.
Oh, that'd be. Oh, imagine, right? Weiss summons an apathy.
I mean, she probably can already. She just hasn't.
But like, how cool would that be? Using a fight against like an actual person, just like summon a bunch of apathy.
Yeah.
You know, I remember like thinking, like leading up to the death battle, I was hoping if Weiss ended up winning, that would be the kill. Like just just summoning a bunch of apathy, and that's what kills Mitsuru.
God, I'd laugh
God,
at that.
that'd be. I was just thinking, God, that'd be messed up.
Yeah, it would.
Weiss just summons like 6 apathy behind her.
And she's just like, I'm just gonna lay here and die now.
Yeah.
Just like depressingly crawls into a ball on the floor.
As the apathy's like fingers stretch out, stab into her, and they're just like twisting her insides up.
Yeah,
Ugh.
Weiss was just like, well, that was easy. Why didn't I just, open with that?
That's not even me being hypothetical. That's how they kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe we could see that.
As long as it doesn't happen to any of the characters we know and care about.
Yeah.
Well. Anyway.
Do you think the Oh, sorry. Never mind.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you think the apathy effect works on other Grimm?
Probably
doubt
not.
it. Otherwise, it would have worked on all the other apathy, and they would never get anything done.
That's true.
Oh, here's a messed up thought. What if that's how Tyrion dies? But no, the whole time it's happening, he's just cackling and like laughing like the Joker.
Oh God.
We're done.
Calling it now. Next episode ends on a massive cliffhanger.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
going to.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's gonna end on a cliffhanger. Something bad's definitely going to happen.
And I don't think I'm ready for that.
No, I'm not
Nah.
either. We'll just have to wait and see. Please don't let it be any of our favorite characters dying.
Please.
Especially Blake.
So yeah, on that depressing note, we're done. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll talk to you all on the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey.